Hey, welcome to another episode of Midnight Quest, where tonight we will be continuing the hero's journey to solve the mystery of the Talisman of Lore. In fact, we are extremely close to being finished with that mystery, finished with Book 4, and moving on into Book 5. Tonight is the second to last quest of Book 4. So we'll see if we get it done in a single night, or if we will spread this quest across 2 nights. Honestly, I was kind of surprised that Justin and I got all the way through the quest last night. That was a very pleasant surprise. So we'll see if maybe we can achieve the same feat tonight. In an effort to facilitate that, I have gone ahead and gotten everything set up beforehand again. So we'll see if that is also something that we can get going. Tonight, we are going to be following a group of heroes into the Elven lands of Athelorn, which is the first time that we have been there for a very particular reason we are about to find out. Not the least of which is figuring out what Melar got up to after he escaped us last night. Go on, so you're telling me I should just not be here talking all night? No, definitely be in here and talk. We just, I don't know, I didn't think it was that short of a quest, but we just flew right through it, essentially, so hey, no complaints there, for sure. It was kind of nice to get through a quest in a single stream. Again, it's been a long time. I know that setting up beforehand at least contributed to it, so we'll see how much we get going on that tonight as well. Let's take a look at what we got going on, just so that you guys know before we actually get started. We have a really weird team of heroes tonight. So as you all know by this point, I'm sure, Tiaga the Warlock is required to go on every quest in this book. She has become an absolute powerhouse, and she just has to go on tonight's quest and then the next quest, and then she'll get a nice long break. We might see her once or maybe twice in the entire book 5, just because she's so much more experienced than the other heroes that we're going to want to give them all a chance to catch up to her, for sure. Ooh, Sarah's on a 30 stream streak. Oh, that's so awesome to see. Thank you very much. With her tonight, we've got Moonstone the Druid. And of course, whenever we have Moonstone, we also have to have her shape-shifted bear. So she will be turning into this at least once this quest, I'm quite sure. We've also got Thraken the Barbarian, our muscle for tonight, for sure. And in a surprise twist that I did not see coming with the cards randomizing the characters, we also have Armiel Bira, the druid, our newest hero, meaning we are double druiding tonight. We're doing the double druid. Now, whenever we have Armiel, we also, of course, need to have his raptor, which is his shape-shifted form. Now, last time he was on a quest, he didn't hardly get to use this, so I'm hoping that he will get to hang out with it a little bit longer. As with last night, we do not have Tiaga's stupid roll, so that will not only speed up the quest more than a little bit, but it'll also put the heroes in significantly less danger than they had been there for a few quests. Particularly the last one that Armiel was on, where he basically just had to babysit Tiaga for the entire thing. Gohan says, well then. Yes. Oh, geez. Okay, we've got some decent spells, of course. So druids are also spellcasters. Now, Armiel is very basic. This is only going to be his 3rd ever quest. So he doesn't have a huge amount of spells, but between Moonstone and Tiaga, we've got a decent amount of magic, an okay amount of healing potions, just kind of generally. So we shouldn't be doing too bad going into this. R.I.P. Stupid Roll, we shall miss you forever. I love it. Rukora says, Stranger Raptor is a form still given how this is more medieval setting. Yeah, I have to agree that some of the stuff that HeroQuest added in the Jungles of Delthrak was a little bit questionable regarding it being HeroQuesty. And the Raptor was one of the things that I also questioned as being like, is that a little too far outside of the stuff? But, you know, I don't mind. It is kind of a funny change of pace. And with that, I think we're pretty much ready to get started. So let me get the music started, we'll get the quest text read, and then we will start this quest. And this particular quest text is important not only to the quest we are doing, but to the general storyline. This is, as we're literally moments from finding out, Zargon is crossing a line here that he has not crossed prior to this, and this is something that, to an extent, shapes the storyline moving forward. So let's get our music started. Dinosaurs are in base D&D. There you go. Watched a monk punch one to death. And Gohan says it's a prehistoric druid. Yeah, that's for sure. Okay, this is quest 12 out of 13 for book 4, so we are almost done. This quest is called The Rise of Fellmarak. This is from Mentor. The Elven city, Haven of the Lights, has been destroyed by the DoomGuard. With it, my spells to shroud the Sorcerer's crown have been broken. Melar has found physical form and has arisen anew as Fellmarak, the Sorcerer King. Zargon rides at the head of the dread host to meet at the ruins of Haven. There is but one last chance. Confront Fellmarak there, before Zargon arrives. If Fellmarak can be defeated, Zargon will surely turn the dread host back to the northern dread wastes. And there we are. So we are going after the final boss of the book, which is interesting considering this is not the final quest. But also, a city within the Elven lands has been completely destroyed by Zargon's personal contingent of DoomGuard, which is a big no-no. See, you think you kill a guy. Yeah, that's right, go on. Okay, so here we have our entrance room with which we are starting tonight. So we'll go ahead and put Moonstone, Thraken, Armiel, and Tiaga up there. Actually, I need to switch to a different board camera. Very strange. Okay, there we go. Actually, not quite that far up. We're going here with our entrance room. So opening right onto that square kind of near the yellow room right there. Yeah, that's a classic hero quest in a nutshell, Gohan. Bam, reborn, more evil. Yes. You think you kill a guy, but no. That is something I aim to change as we get more and more into custom content, is the old, like, we keep seeing the same villains over and over even though we thought we killed them. That is a fantasy trope I could do without, personally. Okay, so of course we need to go ahead and put everything down in the hallway here. We've got a door, okay, yeah, a wall. A wall right there. No doors visible, but we do have a couple of wasteland monsters here. A wasteland femur and a wasteland abomination. I see. Where we're at in the drawers of wasteland femurs is the unpainted ones. So here's our wasteland femur here. And we've also got a wasteland abomination on the other side, just in case you guys weren't sick of seeing them from last night's quest. I promise there are significantly less of these guys in the quest tonight than there was in the quest last night. Right there. Rukoro says, that is clearly a door, you just ram into it really fast. Yeah, that's what we're going with, for sure. And Gohan says, which lord is returning? I'm telling you. Just as I've created the hardest Hero Quest enemies ever, narrow and broken stairs. Yeah, I was seeing those pictures in the Discord last night. Or that wasn't last night, it was earlier today. My brain is all over the place for sure. Today feels like it has taken a week to get through at least. Okie dokie, so starting with Moonstone. She's got several actions, of course, that she could do. She could start off by casting Shapeshift, although I think we'll block that from her because that would be incredibly foolish. She's very likely to lose it if she casts it right away. She could search that hallway for traps, search that hallway for secret doors, or go out there and attack one of those monsters. Those are her options. Essentially, she is going for attacking, I see. And it looks like she is headed for the femur. So out she goes. 1, 2. Now we will stop her right there because, as always, she does attack better at long range than close range. In fact, really, it's gonna be a Thraken that we're gonna be wanting to get up close. I guess Tiaga attacks the same way either way now, doesn't she? Yeah. Okay, so both Armiel and Moonstone are gonna be doing that further away thing for sure. Rokor says, all the stairs. My poor barbarian got PTSD from some books he should not have read. That's great. Okay, Moonstone fires her Redwood Wand at the femur. Hitting it with a 2. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, we are again in level 3 difficulty tonight. So monsters have an extra body point, boss monsters have an extra body point, and a potion of healing. And we will be seeing a boss, as I've kind of spoiled already. All right, hitting that guy with a 2. And the Femur blocks 1 and takes the other, so a little bit damaged. All right, let's see what we got now. Thraken kind of has the same things available to him. Search for traps, search for secret doors, or go attack. He is also going to attack, and he is helping Moonstone by the looks of it. 1, 2, and 3. So jumping right up in front of her. And of course, he's got a battle axe, which gives him a little bit of an extra attack here. Swinging at that Femur. He hits it with a 1. Extra dice didn't do him much good. And, well, at least the Femur didn't block it. So, a little more damage on there. We're doing the chip damage thing tonight, I guess. Okay, Armiel, same thing. Traps, secret doors, or go fight. Wow, everybody's going to fight tonight. Okay, and we've already got 2 heroes over there on that Femur. I don't think we need any more. Let's get Armiel going the other direction. You know what? We don't even need to roll him for this. 1 and 2 puts him close enough there. And he fires a blast of energy from his Redwood Wand, hitting that Wasteland Abomination with a 1. And these guys should be, yeah, 3 attack, 4 defense, 2 body points. And it has blocked that 1 hit from Armiel. Tiaga, what do we got going on with Tiaga? Kind of the same deal, of course. Trap, secret doors, or go fight. She is also going to fight. Okay. All right. Where is she at as far as... Is it better for her to take a hit than Armiel? Yeah, honestly, yeah, it kind of is. Oh, there you go. Gohan says, how about brownies instead of chips? Okay, so it's brownie damage then? We're getting some brownie damage in there. 1, 2, 3. We'll go ahead and get her close range up on this guy and see what she can do. Swinging her broadsword. She hits that Wasteland Abomination with a 2, which might kill it. And indeed it does. It doesn't block a single thing. Tiaga showing everybody how it's done in the first turn. Rukor says they woke up and picked violence. They really did. They absolutely did. Nobody searched a thing. Instead, we're all going to fight. Okay, monster's turn. We got the Femur on Thraken, swinging its axe. It hits Thraken with a 2. What's his defense looking like? Not terrible. He's got Borin's armor. And he only blocks 1 of those 2, dropping him to 12 body points. Okay, he's got a whole slew of stuff we need to remember. He's got the Rod of Telekinesis, which can freeze a monster for a turn. He's got a Fire Ring, which will protect him from fire spells. He's got Rabbit Boots, that means once per turn he can automatically jump over traps. He's got a Potion of Defense, a Potion of Strength, and a Potion of Magic Resistance. We need to get him using some of those cards this quest for sure. He's got a little bit too much in his inventory. We don't want to be hoarding items here. Yes! Gohan says, I just imagine Tiaga being over it at this point. She's about to have her Gramina moment. Yeah, that's for sure. That would be absolutely amazing if she walks in there and one-shots Fellmarak. He has enough body points that she shouldn't be able to, but if we beef her up enough, we might get a good chance there. Okie dokie, Moonstone the Druid. Again, she is facing that Femur. Kind of makes the most sense for her to be continuing to attack the Femur. She could cast Shapeshift this turn. However, it will not benefit her attack because the Shapeshift spell only gives her extra attack when she's close range. So her options are cast Shapeshift, search for traps, search for secret doors, attack the Femur. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And she is going for searching for traps. Okay, well, better late than never. In this hallway from where the Femur is standing down here to the corner, there are no traps. Okay, is she going to cast Shapeshift, search for secret doors, or attack the Femur? She is going to search for secret doors. Okay, well, you know what? No secret doors either. But she decided, okay, the whole team didn't search. I guess we'll just get that over with right now. Zargon, again, attacking the Fellmarak, swinging his battle axe. Hitting that thing with a 2. And it blocked one, but took the other one, and that is finally its death. Death by brownie damage. There we go. Brownies sound pretty good right now. Can't remember the last time I've had one, actually. I assume I've still got one in the mail coming from Gohan. Ah, yes. There you go. So if you set up before stream, how will you handle pick the hero bit redeem? Because I just thought of that because I was like, I'll pay for Gramina next quest. There you go. So that's a good question. I'm thinking that it'll just be for the next quest, which may mean that I need to just kind of rethink that redeem altogether. I don't know. I launched it with that trebuchet. Yeah. It's still going through the air. It's got a long way to travel. So if you were to redeem that now, I'd say you pick a hero for the following quest. But it's arguable whether it's very effective to do it that way. But you're right. Okay, let's see. You know what? We kind of got lucky here because Zargon can actually see down this hallway, and he totally could before. I just didn't think about it. Luckily, the only thing that we should have placed that we didn't is another wall. I say we as if it was you guys. The only thing that should have been placed that I didn't is that wall right there. Yeah, he can't see anything else. But now that Fellmarak's dead, he can theoretically interact with this hallway in some way. So, second action, is he going to search for traps, search for secret doors, or just walk down that hallway? Okay, he's going for secret doors in our new hallway, and by the looks of it, there are none. Ooh, what would he need to search for? That's a good question. Good question. Because if he had searched for traps, we all know that he would have found nothing. However, if he walks down that hallway, I can tell you he's going to have a bad time. Okie dokie, moving on here to Armiel the Druid. Armiel, either cast Shapeshift or move. Those are his two options. He is going to cast Shapeshift. Excuse me. I'm going to try and put this in a way that makes that normal for the camera. Nope, it sure didn't. Here we go. Shapeshift grants you 1 extra defense dice and 1 extra attack dice, close range only. This spell is broken as soon as he takes any sort of damage. He regains this spell if his body points ever return to maximum. So it's a little harder to get back than the demon form that Tiaga has, but it is still very useful. Gives him an extra attack at close range and an extra defense dice, generally speaking. Now we got a dinosaur. Gohan says, if you French fry when you mean to pizza, you're going to have a bad time. That's true. That is true. Okay, let's get Armiel moving, because that's the only thing left for him to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll go ahead and pause him there, because that is the last safe square. And looking down the next hallway, we are again seeing kind of an eerie quiet. We got a wall right down here by the dice cam, a wall put right down there, and that is the only thing right at this moment that he can see. Now he's got 2 more movements left, because that's just what happens every time, right? We roll a 7, and then we move 5, and then something happens, and then I say 6, 7. It happens so often. It's wild. Okay, so is Armiel going to stop here and search for traps, or is he going to continue walking? He is going to stop. Now, he doesn't have the action to search for traps, but he can on his next turn. The important thing is he stopped before he stepped on any stupid squares. All right, we've got a very similar question for Tiaga. Cast demon form or move? She has elected to move. She's saving that demon form for a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, and actually we can potentially stop her here. She doesn't have to step on this square, even though Armiel's kind of in the way. She could stop here and search, but will she? That was 3, right? No, she is walking. So 4, 5, 6, 7, and right there she steps on a spear trap. Let's see if she jumps over it. She does not. Unfortunately, the spear trap shoots out and hits her, knocking her down to 11 body points. Good thing she didn't cast that shapeshift. Gohan says, I just love how you must think when I make the most random references that you never get, but it still makes some sort of sense. Yeah. No, if that's a reference, I have no clue what you're talking about, but I still enjoy the phrase itself is funny. I mean, it does make sense. If you're trying a pizza and instead you French fry, you can't possibly be a happy person, right? You were hoping for pizza. You just didn't realize that frying potatoes isn't how you make pizza. Okay, we got no monsters on the board, so we are back to Moonstone. Alrighty then, Moonstone. Are we casting Shapeshift or moving? She is going to move. And she is moving 7. However, 1, 2, we need to ask right here if she is going to stop and search for traps before she walks into that hallway. And the answer is yes, which is very good of her. Because there is a falling boulder trap in this hallway right here, and that is definitely one of the nastier traps. That is also one that has a very, very bad thing if you step on it. Even if you don't take any damage from it, it creates an impassable wall and traps you away from the group, essentially. So it's a good thing that she at least knows it's there so that they can try to disarm it rather than just triggering it. Excuse me. Gohan says it's a South Park thing. They were talking about skiing to the kids. Okay, so referencing French fry and pizza as ski moves, I assume. Then that's pretty funny. Okie dokie. So that takes us over to Thraken. Now everybody can disarm traps, but everybody's only got a 50-50 chance. So nobody has a particularly high. We don't have like a Gramina or a Rana or anything like that, who, the dwarves always have a better chance of disarming traps. So Thraken's got a 50-50. If it's a shield, he's got it. If it is a skull, then he's going to be having a headache, that's for sure. So let's move him up to that trap. If he rolls enough, we'll try and disarm it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes, indeed, we did roll enough. Okay. Direct your attention to the dice cam in the bottom left corner of the screen and you will see these results live as they happen. We are going to roll 1 single combat dice, and if this lands on a white or black shield, Thraken has successfully disarmed that trap, and if it's a skull, he has triggered it, and we will then have to roll to see what happens. Okay, he got real lucky there, and he has apparently reinforced the ceiling. Very good. Let's hope his luck continues like that. Right, that makes sense, Gohan. So naturally it becomes a meme where you can replace French fry and pizza with whatever. Yeah. Yep. Okie dokie, that takes us down to our meal. Okay, and his options are to either search the hallway for traps, search for secret doors, or move. However, he did stop there specifically for the purpose of searching for traps, so let's start his turn with that. From the corner where he is standing, all the way down to this wall that is right next to the dice cam. So this whole hallway, he is going to discover 2 additional spear traps, so not a super big deal. One right here, and another one right here. And with his second action, is he going to search for secret doors or move? He is moving. Off he goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think we're going to pause him there. Now, he totally could take his last movement, but that would guarantee the spear trap hits him. He doesn't have an action to disarm, and in order to jump, you have to have enough movement to get to the following square, and he doesn't. So that would guarantee he loses his shapeshift, and that would just be dumb. So we'll pause him there, and we'll get Tiaga over there to try and jump over the trap. Now, spear traps are another kind of weird thing right here. Okay, so jumping a trap, as long as you have enough movement to do it, is also a 50-50. You get a shield of either color, you're good. You get a skull, it hits you. So there's really no point in attempting to disarm a spear trap unless you're Gramina or Rana, because you have the same odds of jumping over it as you do successfully disarming it. All right, Tiaga, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we're gonna attempt to jump this trap. And she does indeed do that. 5, 6, 7. I'm so glad that that paused after 4. And also spear traps disappear once they've been triggered. So the spear flies out, sticks in the wall, and it's done after that. So also, Armiel will be able to travel through that space unharmed. Still no monsters on the board, so we are headed back up here to Moonstone, where we will again ask her if she wants to cast her Shapeshift or save it. However, we've had several turns now where she's had the opportunity to do it and she hasn't, so I think we're going to, until we're in a situation, we're going to kind of make it even less likely. So a low or medium card means she continues to not cast it, a high card means she goes ahead and casts it. Okay, you know what? She got a high card, so I guess we are casting it. Where is it? There it is. It's the card that says Shapeshift. Imagine that. I forgot too, she's got a reveal map spell that we need to cast. Okay, same exact thing as Armiel. She's going to get an extra attack dice up close, an extra defense dice in general, but if she takes any sort of damage, she loses it. She will regain the spell if she takes her health back up to full at any point. Less likely, and she was like, nah, we're doing it. Yeah, I totally agree, Rukuro. Yeah. Okay, now that she has done that and she is fully aware that there are no further traps in the hallway, she can pretty safely move down it. And off she goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. You know, there was a stream in here. It's been a while ago now. I don't remember when it was, but Bohemius was in here. And he mentioned that 7 is statistically the most common roll that you will get when you roll 2d6. Just based on odds, you're most likely to get 7 out of everything. And I have not been able to unsee that ever since he said that. I notice every time anybody rolls a 7 now, that little voice in the back of my brain goes, oh yeah, because Bohemia says you're extremely likely to get that. Oh yeah, I don't need to move the camera because we are now at Thraken. Does Thraken have anything else super handy he can do right at the moment? No, he just needs to go. No searching to be done, it's just all about the movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. He is now in a new area though, so we need to see if he is going to stop and search for traps. Yes, he is. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and place another wall down. Now, it's not a wall that he can see. However, just so that we can define the area we are searching, there is a wall right here. So from where he is standing up to that wall, so kind of this L-shaped area right here, there is one additional trap, and it is, again, a spear trap. So not awful. Gohan says, so it's his fault. Exactly, yeah. That's especially prevalent considering how often that we roll 7 and then go 5 and then something happens and then I end up saying 6, 7. Which I've now said twice on this stream even though that particular thing hasn't happened. Figures. Hey, Dr. Funnuts here. How's it going? Good to see ya. Hope you're doing good. Ooh, this might be a 2 Mountain Dew kind of night. The caffeine is helping a bit. Okay, coming down here to Armiel. He is pretty much... We just need to do that same thing. So we need to get him up to this square. I don't want him to step on that spear trap. Okay, yeah, he didn't roll very much anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that's the end of his turn. We can go ahead and search this hallway for secret doors, or he can now see down this double wide hallway now too. So let me go ahead and put what's in there. Now we've got an interesting thing here you guys might notice. There's a wall here, there's a wall there. There is pretty much nowhere for them to go. There is, however, a mercenary standing in this hallway. It is a swordsman mercenary. Oh, that's right. I'm looking at all the different sculpts for swordsman mercenaries just to determine which one we want to get. I don't know if we've seen a swordsman mercenary yet, but they look like this. This is not a mini that is painted just yet. Not yet, but at some point in this campaign, we will have 4 different types of mercenaries which will be available to us for hire. We are going to get a small taste of that tonight. Now, whenever we find them on the quest map like this, they're monsters. They're counted as being in the employ of Zargon's army or somebody from Zargon's army. So in a normal case, we would be killing this guy. However, this is a special case. One says, I took a public speaking class, and once I learned speech structure, I couldn't unhear it. Oh, absolutely. Yes. And Dr. Funna says, you just said 6-7 accounts, example or not. Yeah. We're going to have to, at some point, we're going to have to put like a counter up on the screen. How many times have I accidentally said it? Now, I haven't accidentally said it at all tonight, but I have now said it 3 times, which is annoying. Okay, anyway, before I get too distracted, now that Armiel has seen this swordsman mercenary, and this swordsman mercenary must be particularly freaked out for the first, like, person that he sees come around a corner is a freaking dinosaur. Let's see. Okay, as soon as any hero can see this mercenary, I am to read this. The mercenary says, wait, don't attack, my name is Gar. I am in the service of the realm, sent here to scout Zargon's army. I have discovered the secret way. I will help you fight. Okay, and we are going to actually, so he is kind of joining our ranks temporarily, so he's not going to be a new hero or anything, but at least for as long as he survives on this quest, we are going to put him in the turn order. Sure, saying that to a dinosaur. Yeah, no kidding. I would also yell, wait, don't attack at a dinosaur, I have to say. Now, since it was Armiel that triggered that dialogue, we'll put him after Armiel. So we'll just stick him in there. And if he dies, he dies. There's no... we don't get to keep him if he lives or anything like that. He's just like kind of a helpful extra on this quest. And he does have regular swordsman stats. So let me see if this right here... Is that what I kept? Yes, 5 movement, 4 attack, 5 defense, and then we're going to give him 3 body points because again we are in level 3 difficulty, so everybody gets an extra body point. There we go. So Gar here is going to essentially be an extra hero. Now the secret way, excuse me, oh my gosh, the secret way that he mentioned is actually this wall. So that wall right there is a fake wall, and now that we know that, anybody, including Gar, who approaches it, it will just remove out of the way. Yes, we've got an ad. Gohan says, send him as a distraction. Yeah, he is 100% an expendable person that can just charge into a room and potentially just get immediately killed, and it's not a big deal. Yeah. And we might need to do that, because let me tell you, there are a couple of monsters in this quest. We're at the easy part right at the moment. Okay, now that we've done all that, Armiel does have an additional action we have not taken yet. So his actions are, search the long hallway for secret doors, the hallway he's standing in. Search this, oops, I killed Gar. Search the double wide for traps, search the double wide for secret doors. And looks like he's doing that one. So are there any additional secret doors in the double wide? And I'm afraid the answer is no. Okay, that's going to take us to Tiaga, who is down here, and we are again going to have her attempt to jump this spear trap to get a little closer to Gar. 1, 2. Does she jump the trap? Yes, she does. And then we'll move her here because we do know that square is safe. That's 3, so she has 1 more movement. Is she going to stop and search for traps in this hallway? Yes, she is. Okay. Good thing she did too, because there's a couple more falling boulder traps in this hallway. It's just that these ones are avoidable. There is one right next to Gar, and there is one right here. So avoidable. You monster, test that button over there. Yeah. I love that. Test that button. Go press that. See what happens. I love the dancing Grimini emote. And the nose-blowing emote, too. That's a good one. I feel like it's been a minute since I've seen that one. I don't know why. I feel like that can't be right. You might not have seen that one last night at all. Okay, again, no monsters on the board, so that is going to send us back to Moonstone. So we can kind of see here that the hero team is reconvening in this area right here. This quest doesn't end up being super linear, except I'm definitely lying, and it looks like most of the rest of this quest is pretty linear. Okay. Sorta, kinda. Okay. Either way, Moonstone the Druid moving along that hallway, and again, it's kind of the same thing as our meal. I really don't want her to jump that trap. 1, 2, 3. She is pretty likely to get hit by that trap and lose her shapeshift. It would actually be way better for Thraken to take that hit. Gohan says I was conked out. Oh yeah, I would be right now as well. If I hadn't, if I weren't streaming, I'd definitely be asleep. Let's see. Yeah, I think we are going to stop her right there and not have her attempt to jump that spear trap, just because. Now, if there was a monster on the other side, or if something was going down and we were really trying to get her somewhere, I think we would. But considering there is a much smarter option directly behind her, I think let's do that. You were in there at the beginning a little bit, weren't you, Gohan? Or am I remembering that wrong? Or maybe you were there a little bit before the stream started, like around the 11:30 bit? Because I remember 1 and 26 was in there early last night, but I feel like there might have been a message or two from you at the beginning. Okay, it is actually Thraken's turn, so let's we'll move him on there. 1, 2. Does he jump the spear trap? Ah, poor Thraken. I'm afraid the spear hits him and causes him 1 body point of damage, but at least the spear goes away. That is precisely what I was worried about with that hitting Moonstone. So that drops Thraken to 11. Okay, that is going to bring us down to Armiel, who is on camera right up over here. Let's get him all moving as well. Yeah, there is no more searching to be done here. Oop, that dice didn't go where it was supposed to. There we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So he's not moving very quick. Gotcha. Gohan says I was there early as usual, but I was not long after, or I was out not long after stream started. Totally understood. Yeah, not like you didn't have a good reason, that's for sure. Well, Justin didn't get anybody killed, so that's the good news. Actually, again, it was a really just smooth, straightforward quest. I'm not sure anybody even got low on health, to be totally honest with you. We had an overabundance of healing spells, so there was no chance we were gonna have a bad situation last night. Okay, moving Gar now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that is the end of his movement. However, he can go ahead and open our kind of secret wall door. And we'll switch cameras here so that you guys can see that. So our door was here, Gar has just opened that and can now see the rest of that hallway. And there's nothing new to show at the moment. Yeah, Gohan says, I remember agreeing to someone telling Justin not to kill anyone. Yeah. Yep. All right, Tiaga is the only one that we've got left here. And now that she is not, you know, basically forced to step on a bunch of spear traps, we can now open her up to the possibility of casting her demon form. So is she casting demon form or moving? She's moving. Still saving that demon form, which is not the worst thing ever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. No further searching to be done in this hallway, although she could, I guess real technically, she could search the area that Gar just opened, being that she is adjacent to that hallway. We're in a weird situation here because these 2 squares we know aren't trapped from a couple of different searches, but this area hasn't been. So let's go ahead and do that with her. Why not? She's got to stop right there either way. And also, there are no traps in the area she is searching, which, by the way, is from where Gar is standing up to this wall here. No traps in that area. Yeah, Rukora says he had his lucky dice for some of the night. That's true. That's true. And then Shamrock did the dice swap, and he had to change. And even though he did cursed mixed dice for the rest of the night, he did have some kind of awful rolls after that, but not consistently, at least. All right, that was Gar's. No, that was Tiago. I'm sorry. So that was the end of the turn. So it is now back to Moonstone. Excuse me, sorry. Jeez. Well, there I was talking about being tired. Okay, Moonstone. No further searching to be done in this area by the looks of it. Actually, they haven't searched for secret doors, have they? No, they sure haven't. Let's go ahead and see if she's going to do that. She is not. She is not interested in the silly secret doors, except 1, 2. She's only moved a tiny little bit, and now that she's got an action left and that's the only thing she can do, well, she might as well. No, I lied. She's got that reveal map spell. Yeah, honestly, I would rather her do that, because if you don't do that early in the quest, there's kind of no point in doing it. So let's get her doing that. Now this is a tier 3 spell, so this is particularly powerful magic. Moonstone only gets access to the earth spells in tier 3, so this is one of 2 spells that she can get. The spell may be cast at any time during a quest. The spell forces Zargon to reveal all doors and wall tiles on the current quest map. So this isn't going to reveal secret doors, not going to reveal traps, not going to reveal monsters, just walls and doors for the entire rest of the board. So let's go ahead and kind of zoom out and up so that you guys can see what we're doing here. We've got a door right here. We've also got a door up here. Another door even further up. There's a wall. We've also got a wall there and down here. Then we've got, let's see, a door leading into the yellow room. Once we're in the yellow room, we've actually got a split path with one way going up and the other way going down. If we go up, we end up in a very small hallway that just leads to another door. Whoops. And in that room, there's another door. In this new room here, there is a door leading into another very small hallway containing another door. We got another split path going on in this room with one door leading this way. And another door very awkwardly placed on this corner. So what we're gonna do there is I'm gonna put a door there and we're gonna grab an extra straight wall and slip it in right there. There we go. And then we've got kind of a connecting path down here as well. We've got a door from the green room into this middle room, and then another door from this kind of rust room into this middle room. And then finally, oh my gosh, we're actually out of painted doors. So for the first time, yeah, so many doors, no kidding. For the first time in Midnight Quest, we're gonna have to use one of my unpainted doors. So this is exactly like the other doors that we've got. It's just not painted. We've literally never run out of doors before. Oh no! Sorry, actually, this is weird. This is a weird situation here. There is a couple of walls down here, so you can kind of imagine how we might get there. And the exit door is behind that. Now I'm gonna leave the exit door off until they get down there, just because it's gonna block the character cards if I don't. So that's where the exit door is, and we'll put it back when they actually get down there. Way to go, Moonstone. That's a lot of doors. Sorry, I hyped up an unpainted door and then didn't actually need it. Turns out this quest has exactly the number of doors that we have painted. Okay, moving on to Thraken the Barbarian. On he moves, but again, very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's probably confused what this swords guy is doing here. So they have to quickly explain that this guy's name is Gar, like the original drummer of Megadeth. And off we go then. Moving into Armiel the Druid now. Boy, they're all moving slow. 1, 2, 3, and he can't even take his 4th and 5th. Gohan says, what about secret doors? Yes, so that spell does not reveal secret doors. However, it did pretty heavily imply, I mean, if the Exodore is here, how are we getting to that spot? You know what I mean? So it at least implies something there. But no, it does not reveal secret doors. They still have to search for those. Okay, Gar then is moving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's a good thing they search for traps because Gar cannot. So he's just a mercenary. He can't disarm traps, he can't search for anything. His purpose is to move and attack. Rukor says, Kool-Aid Man the wall, that's Hal. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay, and that's going to take us down to Tiaga. Again, is she casting demon form or moving? She is really saving that demon form for later, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Just enough to open this central room door. All right, in the central room, we have a weapons rack. We've also got a tomb. And yeah, a decent amount of monsters as well. So there's a skeleton. Skeleton right here. There is also a mummy. Here. We've also got an ocean abomination. Here. There is a Dread Warrior. A Chaos Warrior. Yep. And a DoomGuard. This room is bad news. Oh, we're getting our double axe DoomGuard here too. So, this is the Tomb of the Elven Seer Elmarin, and it has been turned into a makeshift armory for the monsters that have made camp here. This is definitely not the kind of door that you want to open, but here Tiaga finds herself with an entire room full of monsters staring her down. Does she have anything that will help her out? So she's got some decent spells. She's got a Genie, she's got a Fire of Wrath, she's got that Arrows of the Night. She still hasn't cast her demon form, but that would be stupid to do right at the moment. Genie wouldn't be a bad idea on the DoomGuard or her Arrows of the Night, although being that the heroes know that they are facing off against Fellmarak now. I was going to say Melar, but it's Fellmarak now. At least one of those spells we ought to save. Death and Despair is what that is. Yeah, that's no kidding. See, her only other option is to just shoot in there regularly, and she could probably get rid of the skeleton with a single hit, and that's not a terrible idea. But I'd kind of like to just go ahead and get some damage on that DoomGuard. So the DoomGuard is definitely the big threat of this room. So I think let's do that. She is going to cast the Genie spell and command the Genie to attack the DoomGuard. Now I'm pretty sure the DoomGuard is 5 all across the board. Is that correct? Yes, 5 attack, 5 defense, 5 body points under level 3 difficulty. So this is going to be 5 because the Genie also attacks with 5. So it's a whole bunch of 5s. The Genie attacks the DoomGuard, hitting it with a 3. The DoomGuard doesn't block a single one of those, which made that a pretty good hit, but it is not dead. Ouch. And that's going to leave her vulnerable for some monster to come up there and attack her. And indeed, it is the monster's turn. So which monster is going to attack her? Now, the mummy won't make it, but any of the other monsters could. So we've still got 5 options there. So a face card is going to be redraw. But other than that, we'll go ace or 2, 3 or 4, 5 or 6, 7 or 8, 9 or 10 is how we're going to do this. So 8, that it means the Ocean Abomination is what's coming to attack her. Ocean Abomination thrusts its spear at Tiaga, hitting her with a 2. And she blocks one of those, taking a hit and dropping her to 10 body points. I hate to cheese this room from the doorway, but that might be our best option, because that's a bad news room right there. Okay, everybody else is kind of hanging behind. Gar is the only one that's up there with her. Everybody else is hanging out back here. They need to get up there and help her out. So Moonstone is also just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Moseying along, not super worried. She's a bear. What does she care? Thraken, let's see if Thraken's a little bit more concerned here. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know that that counts as line of sight to the Abomination. I'm going to say no. It is unfortunate, but if he had just gotten a few more on his dice roll, he could have gotten up to here and shot there, but dang. Okay, Armiel. I'd say Armiel has a very little chance of getting, rolling enough to get all the way up there. 8 is gonna, okay, that's not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but not close enough. Yeah, and all he's got is the basic druid spells. He doesn't even have any items. He just hasn't been in the game long enough. So unfortunately, nothing he can do to help right at the moment. Gar also, unfortunately, cannot help because he does not have long range. So he's the one who's closest, but he can't actually help her out right there. So I guess we'll move him up to the other door until or unless she blasts a hole in there that he could get through. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he does indeed have enough to get up to the red room. So let's see what's in there. Gar opens the door and finds a cupboard and 3 monsters, a swamp orc and 2 wasteland femmers. He might be regretting opening that door because he can't shoot. So unless one of them's right in the doorway, and that's a no actually. So swamp orc there. And 2 wasteland femmers a little further back. We've got one of the ridiculously painted femmers, unfortunately, here. This guy right here. With the yellow mohawk, apparently. And Gar is left helpless in front of the door there. He cannot search, he cannot shoot. All he can do is move and attack. Now, he is blocking the door, so at least he hasn't put the other heroes in danger, but he's opened himself up to attack from one of those monsters for sure. That takes us to Tiaga, and it is now kind of silly for her not to cast her demon form and get an extra dice, so let's start her turn with that. It's also really easy for her to get the demon form back if she loses it, so there's almost no reason not to cast it. Since this is the first time we're seeing this quest. The Warlock ignores pit traps and may roll 1 extra attack dice for close and long range attacks. The spell is broken when the Warlock takes any sort of damage. She regains the spell if she reduces a monster's body points to 0. Now with that, she is swinging with 1 extra dice against this Ocean Abomination, swiping her claws and hitting it with a 3. Oh wow, that Ocean Abomination is not taking any bit of that. It blocked 2 of those hits, the highest amount it could possibly block, and only took 1 damage from that. That would have killed it if it hadn't rolled any black shield. That's kind of what I was expecting to happen. That's very surprising. And that was her 2 actions, casting a spell and attacking. So it is now the monster's turn, so let's go ahead and take care of the Ocean Abomination first, since we're pointing at it already. Thrusting a spear at Demon Form Tiaga and hitting her with a 2. Which she blocks, okay. I didn't expect that either. And a little bit further up, we are going to have one of those monsters come attack Gar. What's the movement for a Wasteland Femmer? Yeah, actually, any of those guys can get to him. So let's go low, medium, high. And we got a medium card, so it's going to be this Femmer jumping forward to attack. That does kind of make sense, because swamp monsters are supposed to be partially blind. So that orc may not have really registered what was going on. The Femmer leaps into action, swinging its axe at the mercenary and hitting him with a 2. Boy, he's got really good defense. Gar blocks them both. He's got 5 defense dice, this guy. Really, his body points and his movement are the only downside. He's got better attack and defense than half the heroes we've got on this quest. My gosh. Okay, that's going to take us down to Moonstone the Druid, who surely is going to get some sort of helpful role here. Yeah, that's a little bit better. The question is she going to go help Gar, or is she going to help Tiaga here? She's going to stay close to Tiaga. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, she gets an extra attack dice, but only if she's close range, and she is not here. So she is going to be firing a blast of energy from her wand, which is absolutely hilarious to think of a bear doing that, but that's what we're going with. Firing a blast of energy at the Ocean Abomination. Moonstone hits it with a 2, and it does not block either hit, killing the Abomination. Okay, moving on for Thraken. Now that we've kind of punched a hole into the room, we might send everybody other than Armiel in here and let Armiel go help Gar, maybe. Or maybe Gar can hold his own. I mean, totally honestly, with 4 attack dice and 5 defense dice, Gar might be fine, and maybe just all 4 heroes just pile into this room now that the way is clear. I'm kind of liking that option, to be honest with you. Yeah, let's do that. So Thraken can move in there. Let's go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and let's have him. Let's see if we can by chance finish off this DoomGuard before it really gets anywhere. Thraken swings his battle axe at the DoomGuard, hitting it with a 2. The DoomGuard blocks 1 and takes another 1, dropping him to 1 body point left. And now let's hope everybody else gets a pretty decent roll in here. So Armiel, indeed, does get a pretty decent roll. Who do we want him to attack? So he's only got 3 attack dice, so he's not super likely to kill anybody, but if we want him to do some damage, it may not be a bad idea to send him after the Chaos Warrior, because the Chaos Warrior has less defense. It does have higher attack, though. The monster he's most likely to kill is the skeleton. I just hate to have him wuss out and attack the weak guy, but maybe we should be doing that. If we get rid of the weak guy, that's 1 less monster hitting somebody else. Yeah, that's probably the play. I feel a little bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I feel a little bad, but we do need to take out all of them. So Armiel bites out at the skeleton, but misses. Okay, well, guess it didn't matter. That's what I get for deliberating, I suppose. All right, Tiaga is also free to go ahead and head in here, and I'm feeling like she ought to attack one of the warriors. The Chaos Warrior is definitely a bigger threat, so that's probably the move. And we'll go ahead and move up to it. All right, she swipes with her claws at the Chaos Warrior, hitting it with a 1. And it blocks the attack. All right. These white dice are not enjoying the game so far tonight. We've been getting much better rolls with the other sets of dice. Okay, oh, I skipped Gar. We better do Gar before I hit the monster's turn, because I almost forgot. So Gar is going to swing his longsword at the Wasteland Femmer, hitting it with a 2. The Femmer blocks 1 and takes the other, so damaged but definitely not dead. Okay, now it is the monster's turn. We've got plenty of stuff going on, including even Moonstone is going to be getting hit by a free monster, which is going to have to be this Dread Warrior. So just for the sake of keeping my own brain straight here. We're going to go in hero turn order. So the Dread Warrior is going to attack Moonstone. Excuse me, hitting her with a 2. Now she's got an extra defense dice right here because of the shapeshift. But she still only manages to block 1, unfortunately, dropping her to 10 body points and destroying her shapeshift before she even really gets to use it, other than the defense dice. Now again, she can get it back. If at any point she heals herself back up to full health, she can get it back. So it's not impossible that that happens. But the last few quests, we have not found a good opportunity to do that. There we go. Thraken has got the DoomGuard attacking him. DoomGuard swings its double axes at Thraken, hitting him with a 2. He maybe should have used the Rod of Telekinesis. He does block that attack, so not too bad. Armiel. We got a skeleton attacking Armiel. And I swear if this skeleton breaks his shapeshift, that would be kind of pathetic. The skeleton swings its scythe, hitting Armiel with a critical hit of 2. It's actually looking kind of likely now. Again, Armiel has an extra defense dice while shapeshifted. And he, just like Moonstone, only blocks 1 of those hits, dropping him to 9 body points and destroying his shapeshift. He got to use it, but it didn't do him much good. Alright, let's see if the monsters are 3 for 3 on destroying the hero's alternate forms. It is now time for the Chaos Warrior and also this mummy right here. The Chaos Warrior swings its axe at Tiaga, hitting her with a 3. She only blocks 1. However, do we want to go with that already? She does have the Darkwing spell that would allow her to negate that damage. Maybe it would be safer for her to wait until the boss fight to be worrying about that. Maybe she ought to just go ahead and take it this time. So that is going to drop her to 8 body points and destroy her demon form. Now I'd be a little more concerned about that, but she is about to get hit by that mummy too, probably, and it's pretty easy for her to get it back. That mummy could attack either Tiaga or Thraken, so we'll go ahead and roll and see which one it's going for. It's going for Tiaga. It's the closer target, kind of makes sense. Mummy swings a fist at Tiaga, but misses. She is awfully diminutive. Oh, almost forgot. Again, poor Gar, I keep forgetting him. The Femmer swings its axe at Gar, but misses. Okay. I guess that works. Back to Moonstone, the Druid. She is down here in the hallway fighting a Dread Warrior that she didn't even know was in that room. Now, she does have some extra stuff she's got here. She's got a bunch of healing spells and a spell called Dispel, which is only good against spell-casting monsters. She's got a Reveal Room spell that she got randomly as well, but I mean, I guess we could use that, but it's not going to help her in combat. I think probably the smartest thing for her right now is to do the old back up and fire. Firing a blast from her Redwood Wand, she hits that Dread Warrior with a 1, which it does not block, taking 1 damage. I don't know if you guys saw that, but a black shield did come out of the dice tower, but then one of the other dice came down and knocked it over. So that was kind of funny. Yeah, no kidding. Rukora says, dice be mean tonight, not helping anyone. That is for sure. Maybe somebody will do a dice swap at some point and we can see if a different set helps us out. But I don't know. Sometimes the dice just aren't helpful. Okay, that's going to take us over to Thraken right here, and we definitely want Thraken to keep hacking away at that DoomGuard. I mean, he's the biggest threat in the room. There are plenty of big threats in the room, but the DoomGuard is the biggest one. It's down to 1 body point. Thraken does have a potion of strength, but I'd kind of like to have him save that, being that this guy is already fairly weak. So, Thraken swings his battle axe, hitting the DoomGuard with a 1. Okay, maybe that was a bad call on my part. And indeed, that DoomGuard blocks that hit pretty easily. Excuse me. Okay, well, here's the thing. He's got the Rod of Telekinesis, he's got a Potion of Defense, a Potion of Strength, and a Potion of Magic Resistance. there's not a whole lot of point in him saving everything for the boss. The Rod of Telekinesis would not be a bad idea to help him avoid an attack on this turn, but it is still a little bit questionable whether or not that's a smart move. Tell you what, let's go ahead and have him drink his Potion of Defense, because I do want him to be using up some of the stuff he's got. This Potion of Defense is going to give him 2 extra defense dice only for the next time he defends an attack. So this is just a small thing to help him bear the brunt of the DoomGuard's attack on the coming turn. With his other action, because using an item is not an action, he is going to search this room for traps, which nobody did. And there are no traps in this room. Okay, Armiel is suddenly finding himself in a little bit of a worse situation. However, getting rid of that skeleton is probably still his best move. So he's going to do the same thing Moonstone did and move back 1 square and shoot at it with his Redwood Wand, hitting it with a 2. And it does not block either. So Armiel has successfully killed that skeleton. Way to go, Armiel. I mean, you should have done that on the last turn, but you are the first one to actually kill a monster in this room other than that Ocean Abomination right at the front. After that, we are going to go up to Gar, attacking the Wasteland Femmer, swinging his sword and hitting it with a 2. Oh, that was a black shield. My finger bumped it as it came down. So the Femmer did block 1 and take the other, which means it's still not quite dead. So Gar not having a huge amount of luck up there, but he's brownie damaging that Femmer down. And that's going to take us over to Tiaga. I forgot to remove a couple of spell cards over here. Everybody lost their stuff on that turn, that monster's turn. Tiaga is significantly less chance of killing either of these guys outright. Yeah, neither of them are even damaged as it happens. She could kill one, but it's not super likely. Okay, she does have a Fire of Wrath spell she could use to maybe finish one off if she were able to get a little bit of damage in on it. She's more likely to kill the mummy, probably. Okay, we'll card this one. Yeah, she's going to stay on the Chaos Warrior. Swinging her broadsword. She hits the Chaos Warrior with a 1. And at least it doesn't block. And as I mentioned, she does have a Fire of Wrath. This is not going to finish this guy off, but let's go ahead and just do anything we can to get some damage on this guy. This spell may be cast on any one monster in your line of sight, blasting it with flames. It inflicts 1 body point of damage unless the monster can immediately roll a 5 or 6 using 1 movement dice. And there you go. The flames blast the Chaos Warrior, causing an additional point of damage. So still not quite dead, but damaged a little more. And with that comes the monster's turn, and it looks like Armiel is the only one who might be safe from damage. So the Dread Warrior is going to pursue Moonstone down the hallway, swinging its mace and hitting her with a 2. She only blocks 1, dropping her to 9 body points. The DoomGuard swings its double axes at Thraken, hitting him with a 4, which is pretty bad. However, his Potion of Defense grants him 2 extra defense dice, and he manages to block 2 of those 4, dropping him to 9 body points. Armiel doesn't have anybody attacking him, which is nice. Let's go up to that Femmer attacking Gar. The Femmer swings its battle axe, hitting him with a 3. Ouch. And Gar blocks all 3. Guys, how in the world is this random mercenary somehow our best hero? It doesn't make any sense. And back down here with Tiaga, she is getting hit by the Chaos Warrior first, swinging its axe and hitting her with a 2. She blocks 1 but not the other, dropping her to 7 body points. She is also being attacked by the mummy right there next to her, which hits her again with a 2. And she doesn't block either of those hits. Oh, Tiaga, dropping her to 5. Was rushing into this room a bad idea? Now, don't get me wrong, she's got plenty of healing stuff. She's not, like, super in danger, but it's disappointing that those dice are just not helping her at all. Okay, back to the hero's turn. We are now at Moonstone, and she is just kind of continuing to back down the hallway as this Dread Warrior tries to attack her. She has gotten a little bit of damage on it. She sends a blast of energy with her Redwood Wand, hitting the Dread Warrior with a 1. And it doesn't block. This was happening last night, too. This is crazy. This is like a weird repeat of last night where Justin could only roll 1s for attacks, but the monsters also weren't blocking them. We're just, it's gonna go real slow, but it is at least some damage. Okay, that's gonna take us over to Thraken and the DoomGuard. Thraken swings his battle axe. Missing! Oh my gosh, Thraken! Yeah, he doesn't have anything that can allow him to re-roll an attack or attack twice on a single turn. That DoomGuard's down to 1 body point, and now that it's important, Thraken is just choking. Can't seem to get the hit. Okay, well, I guess we might as well have him search for secret doors while he's down here. There are none in this room, but at least he's used up his second action. In the meantime, it is Armiel's turn, and Armiel can also try and help with this DoomGuard since he's long range. Sending a blast of energy with the Redwood Wand at the DoomGuard, he also misses. What is up with this DoomGuard? That is wild. Up here, Gar is still dealing with that Wasteland Femmer, swinging his sword and hitting it with a 2. The Femmer blocks them both. Wow! Do we need like a reset roll here or something? What is going on with these dice? I thought sure that at least he was going to get rid of that monster he's been attacking for several turns, but no. Okay, that's going to take us to Tiaga. Now she's got some stuff, but it sucks that she's I really don't want her to have to use some of her really good stuff on these monsters that she shouldn't be having such an issue with. Okay. There you go. Rukoro's got the dice swap. Let's see if we can get this moving. Okay, Rukoro, which dice set would you like? So we're getting rid of the white dice, and we can replace it with these dark blue, orange, the light blue, the dark green, the kind of black or purple, the bone colored, or the classic. Ask and you shall receive. Might help. Seems like the dice want to be evil. Yeah, that's no kidding. That is no kidding. Let's go light blue. Got it. I have not used these yet, I don't think. Those are the Spirit Queen's Torment dice there that come with that expansion. Let's see if that helps us out any. Hopefully it will. Okay, well, Tiaga is going to continue to attack the Chaos Warrior, especially now that she's damaged it a little bit between her attack and her spell on the last turn. She's got that Arrows of the Night, which would probably guarantee a kill on one of those monsters, but I'd really love to save that for Fellmarak, because that is a really powerful spell. I mean, we'll use it if we have to. She doesn't have a Potion of Strength, or I'd go ahead and use that. All right, let's try a regular attack and see what we get with these brand new dice. She swings her broadsword at the Chaos Warrior and hits it with a 1. Okay, that's better than nothing. And it doesn't block. It's still not dead, but at least it wasn't nothing. Now she's got a Fear spell that I wouldn't mind her using, but unfortunately Fear requires that the monster being attacked has mind points, and neither of those monsters have mind points. The Mummy and the Chaos Warrior are both undead, so no mind points. She also has a Potion of Defense though. We might go ahead and have her drink that, being that she's getting hit twice, and she's starting to get a little bit low on body points. I think she found that in last night's quest. I think when Justin did a treasure search, she found that. So we'll go ahead and have her drink that. Give her a little bit of an extra hit there. Okay, with that, we are at the monster's turn yet again. The Dread Warrior, pursuing Moonstone down the hall, swings its mace at her and hits her with a 1. Which she blocks just barely. Next, the DoomGuard is again attacking Thraken, swinging its axes and hitting him with a 2. He blocks 1 and not the other, dropping him to 8. Nothing on our meal. Up here we have the Wasteland Femmer swinging its axe at Gar and missing him entirely. Okay, we're not getting great skulls, but it's doing good as far as the monster's not beating the crap out of everybody. And then we've got the 2 monsters attacking Tiaga. First off, the Chaos Warrior swings its axe at her, hitting her with a 2. Her Potion of Defense gives her a little bit of extra defense dice here, and she does manage to block both of those hits. Very good. The Mummy also throws a punch at her, hitting her with a 2. Which she blocks. All right. We might not be getting big damage, but we are getting shields when we need them, so that's good. Maybe these dice are helping us out. Okay, back to the heroes. Moonstone is going to continue doing her backup routine, as long as she's got room to back up. She fires a blast of energy at the Dread Warrior with her Redwood Wand, hitting it with a 2. But the Dread Warrior blocks both hits. Oh, I was just about to rave about these dice. Oh man, that would have killed it. If it hadn't defended either of those hits, that would have been death. She's not low enough to need either of her healing spells yet. She does have the ability to cast 2 spells on a single turn, but I don't think that's needed. Reveal Room isn't really going to help us. Excuse me, darn it with these yawns. I'm probably, this is the last bit for this Mountain Dew already. I'm going to need to go get another one. Clearly I need the extra energy. Okay, Thraken. We've got nice, fancy new dice courtesy of Rukoro. Can you please finish off this DoomGuard? He swings his battle axe and hits the DoomGuard with a 3. That's definitely more like it. And the DoomGuard doesn't block a single one. All right. That is what we like to see. That's a reset for the DoomGuard drawers as well, which is very nice. Okay, I think that's going to allow Thraken to... We're going to go ahead and have him move up to the Mummy so that we've at least got a chance that both monsters aren't going to be hitting Tiaga over and over. Same thing with our meal. I think we don't even need to move our meal, but he should either... He should either help Tiaga or Moonstone. I'm not super worried about Gar, to be honest with you. But everybody else in this quest has got a little bit flimsy defense dice. So let's card this. Is he going to help Tiaga with the Chaos Warrior or help Moonstone with the Dread Warrior? Okay, he's helping Tiaga. So yeah, we don't even need to move him. He can shoot from there. Firing a blast of energy with his Redwood Wand. Armiel hits the Chaos Warrior with a 2. Very good, very good. And the Dread Warrior blocks 1, but not the other, which is indeed the last hit needed to take him out. I tell you what, I've been, yes, progress. I agree, Rukoro, yes. I've been resetting to the white dice between quests, just because they're kind of the obvious dice, and I feel like we may never use them again if we don't reset to them at the beginning of the quest. But it's kind of wild how much better the rolls have been since we changed, right? Like, there's no real world reason why changing the dice should do anything. All right, hey, we got AWOL Trooper raiding with 11 viewers. Very much appreciated, AWOL Trooper, for the raid. Hope your stream went well. Hope you're doing good. Hello, Raiders. Hope you're all doing good as well. If anybody has any questions about what we're doing, don't be afraid to drop it in the chat. We are playing a board game called Hero Quest, which is very much Dungeons & Dragons-esque, but it's more of a board game than that. Playing some games tonight. Awesome. Glad to hear. Anything in particular you were playing? Winning, I hope. Oh, what do we got going on? Splinter Cell, gotcha. Gotcha. I am vaguely familiar with that game. Don't think I've ever actually played it myself. That's a shooter, isn't it? Is it a first-person shooter? It's gosh, it's been so long since I've thought about that sort of stuff. I've always been garbage at first-person shooters. Stealth shooter, gotcha. That's what I thought. It's something about the aiming mechanic that I've always just been like kind of inherently bad at. I've never been any use in those games at all. Been working through the series. They're fun. Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to do that sort of thing too. Is there anything with a series of games? I don't want to jump into the middle. I'd rather play the whole series. That is awesome. All right. Oh, gosh. What were we doing? Armiel just killed that Chaos Warrior, didn't he? Yeah, I think he did. That was all he did, though, so we could probably go ahead and have him at least come out here to the hallway. We don't need to roll for 2. He's guaranteed to roll 2. So that he's presenting a potential alternate target for this Dread Warrior, at least. That is going to take us up to our mercenary, Gar, who is up here taking on this room. And he hasn't been doing bad, but it's been taking him quite a while to get through this this Femmer. This Femmer's down to 1 body point, but it's been there for several turns. So Gar swings his sword, hits that Femmer with a 2. The Femmer blocks 1, but not the other, so finally Gar manages to work his way through that guy. Dead Femmer. Okay, now, this is a weird thing. We're gonna go ahead and do this. It sucks a little bit, but I think this is what a player would do. Actually, I'm questioning that now. Let me put this up to you guys in the chat. Now that Gar has cleared the way up into this red room, does he walk into the room? Now, he only has 2 actions, and one of them was attacking. If he moves, that'll be his second action, so he can't attack a monster again. My first thought was to move him into that room, but the more I think about it, that guarantees he gets hit by both the Orc and the other Femmer. The terribly, awfully painted Femmer that will be repainted better on by Savannah later. I hate to have him not use an action, but it seems strategically foolish to walk him in there. What do you guys think? Ouch. Ah. Popping shoulders. Definitely looking for some opinions on that. Does Gar walk in there, even though it means he's going to get hit by 2 different monsters, or does he just hang out here in the hallway and let the monsters come to him? Could go either way there. Oh, we'll go ahead and move on, but if anybody in there has any opinions on that, we'll leave him there for now, and we'll come back to that action based on what you guys think he should or should not do. If enough of you think he ought to move in there, we'll go ahead and do that. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and move on to Tiaga. Ricora says, rather stay, be safer given his stats. This is true. He's got really high defense, but he's kind of a wuss on body points. He doesn't have very much going on there. That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I would definitely be curious about the opinions of others as well. I'm leaning towards it's smarter to leave him there as well, but I could be swayed. Oh, AWOL wants to know what class. That is an excellent question. AWOL, that is a swordsman mercenary, which is something that the heroes have access to just for this quest for now. He has 4 attack dice, 5 defense dice, and only 3 body points. So he is not, he's definitely not very strong. The good news is it doesn't matter if he dies. He's not a member of the normal class, or the normal, the heroes or anything. So he's definitely an expendable. Mercenary, he wouldn't charge in. That's a good point. He's not there necessarily because he's for king and country. He's there because he's been paid to be there. Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point. Okay, let's get Tiaga attacking this mummy as well. So Tiaga is going to go ahead and swing her broadsword at this mummy, hitting it with a 2. And it doesn't block either hit. Under level 3 difficulty, that does mean that it is still alive, but just barely. It's only got 1 body point. Can't spend that gold if you're dead. That's a very good point. Yes, I wonder who has paid him for this, because he was a hero that mentioned to them that he was sent as a scout. So they discovered him, and he said, well, I'm on your side. I'll go ahead and keep fighting with you guys. So I assume he's been paid off by the Empire. Hey, Classic Gary says, 2 gold for the eyelids, bippity boppity. Yeah, a gold coin for each eye, that's for sure. Hope you're doing good, Gary. Thanks for the chat. Oh yes, and you're a raider from AWOL Trooper. Very much appreciated for sticking around. Again, if you do happen to have any questions about anything that's going on, anybody, don't be afraid to throw some stuff in the chat. I can answer, several other people in the chat can probably answer at this point as well. We're a friendly bunch. Or are we? We are. Or are we? Gary says, thank you. Keep a comfortable vibe, so I stayed after the raid. I appreciate that, very much so. I like to think so as well. So I appreciate that for sure. Okie dokie, so that's going to take us to the monster's turn, I do believe. Tiaga does have a second action, but there's nothing she can do that wouldn't be ridiculous, so we'll go ahead and leave her there. We've got some monsters here. So first off, we've got this Dread Warrior in the hallway here, which needs to determine, is he going to continue to chase Moonstone, which is what he's been doing the last several turns, or turn around and attack Armiel? We'll go ahead and card this one, just kind of let the cards decide. Yes, indeed, he is going to turn around and attack Armiel. So he has determined a larger threat from behind him. Swinging his mace at the Druid, he hits Armiel with only a 1. Not a very hard hit. And Armiel manages to block that hit. Very good, Armiel. We also have, up here, either that Orc or that Wasteland Femmer coming to attack Gar, the Mercenary, and it does look as though is going to be the Swamp Orc. Now, Swamp variants are, kind of wild, so they're partially blind, partially blind. Oh, Cody's here. Good to see you, Cody. A little late, but no worries at all. That makes their attack a little bit harder and their defense a little bit worse. So this Orc attacks our Mercenary, but misses entirely. Wow, okay. I did say they were partially blind, I guess. The dice backing me up. And finally, we have the Mummy down here that is between Thraken and Tiaga. Let's see which one of them it's going to attack. It is going to stay attacking Tiaga, swinging a fist and hitting her with a 2. She manages to block. Wow, I'm surprised. Rugora says he is blind then. Yeah, no kidding. Or blonde. Did he miss because he can't see, or did he miss because he's not all the way there? Is that... Are we at a point in society yet where blonde jokes are no longer appropriate? Or did we reach that point years ago and I didn't get the message? That's probably the case, to be honest with you. Okay, that is going to be it for the hero's turn. So it for the monster's turn. Back to the heroes. Moonstone is going to come back around the corner and shoot at that Dread Warrior, sending a blast of energy with her Redwood Wand. She hits the Dread Warrior with a 1. And it doesn't block. Still not quite dead. Holding on with 1 body point, that monster. He is just about there. Hopefully our meal will finish him off when we get there. But this room was very scary when they opened it, so it's taken them a little bit to get through it for sure. It is now Thraken. Let's see if Thraken can take out that mummy. That mummy is pretty close to dead. Thraken swings his battle axe, hitting the mummy with a 3. That's probably it, right? The mummy manages to block 1, but not the other. That mummy is indeed destroyed. Or double dead, if you will. Where's that extra emote? We got the super dead emote, now we need the double dead, or the more dead, or whichever one it was we decided a few nights ago was more appropriate for that. Okay, Thraken, are we searching for treasure or are we leaving? He's leaving. Thraken is not interested in treasure, apparently. He is interested in either this Dread Warrior back here or going up and helping Gar, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's head him up there towards Gar. Can't do anything else this turn, but he's ready to do some stuff there. Yes, Rukoro says about the time the dice are doing better now. I agree, and thank you for that. That is 100% because of the dice swap there. Okay, Armiel. Now, Armiel attacks better at long range than close range, so we are going to back him up one and let him fire at the Dread Warrior that way. Let's see if he can finish it off. Firing a blast of energy with his wand, he hits the Dread Warrior with 1, which is indeed enough to finish it off if it doesn't defend. But unfortunately, it does. So not quite the win we were hoping for there, but could be worse still. Up here at Gar, our mercenary, we are now trying to get rid of this swamp orc. Gar swings his sword, hitting the orc with a 1. That's not going to kill it, but the orc doesn't defend. So damaged, but not dead. Guess the orc isn't the only thing that's blind there. What do we have? Tiaga. Now, Tiaga is now the last one in this room, which means it would be kind of silly for her not to be the one to search for treasure. Somebody else would have to specially enter this room to search for treasure. So let's go ahead and force this as her first action, a treasure search. And I think we got something special in this. Being that this is the tomb of the Elven seer Elmarin, the first hero to search for treasure in this room will find 4 potions of healing. Wow! That is awfully generous. And let me tell you, she is the last one in our party who needs 4 of these. So we'll go ahead and stick them in her inventory, but she definitely needs to pass them off when she has an opportunity. Now, heroes in this game can pass items as long as they are adjacent, and neither of those heroes are adjacent to a monster. So she might not have an opportunity for a little while to pass these off, but she already had 2 potions of healing. She does not need 6 of them. So she definitely needs to pass them off. Tell you what we will do, though. She's actually kind of low on health, so let's go ahead and have her drink one. We'll go ahead and do that. That's going to give her 4 of her body points back, and that's going to put her back up to 9. So she was down to 5, which was less than half. Give her a little bit of insurance there. And here's the next question. She's only got 2 actions. Searching for treasure was one of those actions. Drinking a potion is not an action. She could attack, but does she have line of sight to this Dread Warrior? That's really questionable. I think that passes that wall. I'm gonna say no. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping that she could shoot at that Dread Warrior and maybe she'd finish it off, but I don't think that's a thing. Rukoro says, that seems scary to find 4 like that. Yeah, that's no kidding. Makes you wonder what's about to happen. We do have a lot of monsters in this quest, and a lot of them are Dread Warriors. So that's probably what the deal is with that. Okay, so I guess we'll move her with her other action. I don't necessarily want her to take the brunt of the hits from this Dread Warrior, so we'll just put her in the doorway. Again, we don't need to roll for 2. She's guaranteed to at least get 2 spaces of movement. And that's going to take us to our monster's turn. So, we really only have 2 monsters to deal with here. The Dread Warrior in the hallway and the Swamp Orc up here. We do have a Fellmarak up there, but it can't actually get to anybody, so we'll probably just leave it there. Let's take care of the Orc first, because that's going to be easier. Swamp Orc swings the sword at Gar, the mercenary, hitting him with a 2. And he actually does take a bit of damage there. So he blocked one of those hits and not the other. This drops Gar to 2 body points left. But that is the first damage he's taken. So he's still doing pretty good. 5 defense dice too. We don't, I mean, our dwarves are the only heroes in our ranks that have that many dice or more. So it's kind of wild that just like a random mercenary, he must have some really good armor. Okay, and the Dread Warrior. Now the Dread Warrior now has 3 targets. It could turn around and attack Moonstone, it could chase Armiel down, or it could go ahead and hit Tiaga in this doorway now. So who is it going after? It is going after Armiel based on our card draw there. So chasing him down and swinging a mace. Hitting the Druid with a 1. But unfortunately, Armiel does not block it. He must have thought that that guy wasn't going to come for him. That drops Armiel down to 8 body points. Okie dokie. Where are we at? We are back to the hero's turn, and it is time for Moonstone right down here. Now, she doesn't even need to move. She can shoot at that guy right from where she's at, so let's do that. Firing a blast of energy from her Redwood Wand, she misses the Dread Warrior entirely. Unfortunate. Okay, well, we'll go ahead and move her up 1 at least. We'll position her to shoot again on her next turn if she needs to, but she's also making a little bit of progress towards everything. That's going to take us up to Thraken the Barbarian. Now, he is not close to that orc, but he can shoot it. So he's going to load up an arrow in his short bow and fire at that swamp orc, hitting it with a 1. And yes, that is actually going to kill that orc just because it was damaged already. So swamp orc dead. There we go. And that's going to take Thraken. Yeah, he might as well walk in there, right? Yeah, I'd say there's only one monster left in there. Now, the unfortunate thing is, because of Gar's positioning, Thraken has no way of checking this room for traps before he walks in. And this first square is indeed trapped. Now, you could argue that we could have just not walked him in the room for fear of that exact thing happening, but I think most players, not knowing the map, would have probably done that, assuming that the first square is probably not trapped. Now, it is just a spear trap, so let's see if he jumps over it. He does. Well, that's lucky. Which direction is he jumping? He is going to jump to the side here, and luckily that square is not trapped. So spear traps disappear after they fire, so that trap is gone now, but that does not mean it was the only trap in the room. So we do need to still have somebody search, probably. Rukoro says he is a barbarian. This is true. He's probably not super concerned about searching for traps either way. Yeah, good point. Armiel the Druid down here. Now, again, he attacks better at long range, so we're going to continue backing him up and shooting at this Dread Warrior just to have the best shot at killing him. Firing a blast of energy from his wand, he hits that Chaos Warrior with a critical hit of 3. That is skulls on every dice he rolled. Does the Dread Warrior stand up to that kind of attack? Oh man, nearly. Look at that, 2 black shields, and I know this is counterintuitive because on these dice the black shields are white. So blocked 2 of those 3 hits, but unfortunately did not block the 3rd hit, and it only had 1 body point left. So that guy is dead. Yes, with the critical hit emote. I love it. Whoops. And then I critical hit the Dread Warrior by dropping him. Odd. Okay. Way to go, Armiel. Armiel's been having some pretty bad luck with attack rolls recently, so that was very good. And yes, that was both his actions. He moved back 1 and then he attacked, so he is done. All right, Gar. Now, Gar is slow, but he can definitely make it up to that Femmer, so let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gar swings his sword at the Wasteland Femmer, hitting it with a 2. And it doesn't block either one. Very nice. I was kind of hoping he would one-shot kill the thing because I hate that paint job so much. If not for my near-obsessive need to rotate which monsters are getting used, I'd have just skipped over that guy. I can't wait for Savannah to paint that one better. All right, and that's going to take us down to Tiaga. Here she goes. Yes. Did she kill that mummy? No, she didn't, did she? I think it was Thraken that killed the mummy, so she still didn't get her demon form back. That's a little unfortunate, but that's where we're at. So we'll just move her. Everything in her area has been searched. Wow, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is she concerned about searching for traps? Yes, she is. With her second action, she is stopping in the doorway and searching that red room for traps, and she does indeed find 1 additional spear trap right in front of the other door. So spear trap right there too. Rukoro says she has not killed anything, sadly. Yes, yeah. Hopefully we won't stay that way for long. I mean, it's very easy for her to get that demon form back if she can kill something, so hopefully she will. That is going to take us to the monster's turn, and all we have right there is that Femmer attacking Gar. Now, it technically could get to either Thraken or Tiaga, but it is adjacent to Gar, who just hit him. So I feel like the monster is probably pretty unlikely to say, you know what, I'm gonna, instead this guy who just hit me in the face, I'm gonna attack somebody else. Unfortunately, that Fimmer's axe has also broken off. In real life, that Mini's axe has broken off. It's something I have it, so I'm hoping I can reattach it. So, this Fimmer is swinging what used to be an axe and is now just a broken stick at Gar. Hitting him with a 2. And Gar blocks it. This guy might actually make it to the end of the quest. I'll tell you what, 4 attack dice and 5 defense dice is insane for a one-off character. Okay, tell you what, I definitely need another Mountain Dew. I need a little bit more caffeine. It is currently 1:41 a.m. where I am. I am very tired. The day has been long. I need a Mountain Dew. I'm gonna leave you guys on the "We'll be right back" screen for probably not even 60 full seconds. So stick with me here for just a second. I will be right back. Ah, there we go. Yep. That's the good stuff right there. Rukoro says broken wood can be very dangerous. That is true. That is extremely true. Okay, taking us back to the beginning. Ooh, I ran up and down a flight of stairs and I shouldn't. Whew. Too old for that stuff now. I used to be able to take flights of stairs 2 at a time and return not out of breath. Not so much now. Oh, Rukoro says first time seeing that screen. Very neat. Love the retro art. I appreciate that. I found a pixel, a website where you could draw pixel stuff, and I layered a bunch of pictures and traced over them with my mouse. So I don't have a drawing pad or anything. I literally traced, you know, I got a scene of a bathroom door with a floor and a hallway, dropped that in, traced the door, traced the floor line, grabbed a different scene with some stone walls and a stone floor, dropped that on top, traced all that. I got a picture of my Zargon Mini and dropped that in there, traced all that, all with the mouse. It took a long time, but I love it. That screen is hilarious. That's also, by the way, I don't know if you caught that, a kind of like jazzy, you're on hold version of our theme song playing in the background, played by me and my dad. So that's absolutely, that screen cracks me up every time. Okay, Moonstone the Druid. Moving up, hopefully all the way up into that room. That would be super handy. 5, I kind of doubt it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She got close, but she's not quite getting in there. What do we have going on here? So Thraken, yes. So Thraken could totally get up there. Yeah, that's probably good. We want Thraken close range. He can shoot, but he attacks better close range. Or, 1, 2, 3, or he won't quite make it. So I guess he's pulled an arrow, put it in a short bow, approached the Fimmer, and then as he's approaching, he shoots the arrow, hitting that Fimmer with a 1. And the Fimmer blocked it. Saw that arrow coming from a mile away, that guy. Okay, Armiel the Druid, standing down here in the hallway, is also headed up towards that room, at least getting close enough to shoot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just get him right behind Gar there. And from there, he can shoot his Redwood Wand at the Fimmer, hitting it with a critical hit of 3. I can't imagine that Fimmer survives this attack. Nope, doesn't block a single one. Old Blonde Wig the Fimmer, knocked out. Armiel's getting lucky with his hits. It's too bad Armiel doesn't get his shapeshift back by attacking. Okay, you know what? This is going to be a little bit less insurance for Armiel. However, on his next turn, we can't do it on this turn. He is only down by 2 body points, and he has a spell that heals him 2 body points. And going back up to full will give him access to his shapeshift again. And I'd really like for him to do that. He spends so little time in his raptor shapeshift that I'd really like to give him the opportunity to have that spell back. He can't do it on this turn, but let's try and remember that. Okay, it is Gar's turn. However, Gar cannot do anything other than move and attack, so it would be pretty silly for us to have him step on that trap. It would just be basically guaranteed lost body points. So let's just move him up there and not do anything further. We'll get Tiaga up there, especially considering Tiaga has, 7 million potions of healing. She can totally take the damage if she steps on that trap. We also need to search that room for some other stuff before we get out of there. Okay, so actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Before she steps on that, let's ask a couple of questions here. She's got enough to continue to step on the trap and open the door and all that sort of stuff. Is she going to stop here and search for secret doors, stop here and search for treasure, or continue her movement across that trap? She is going to stop here and search for treasure. All right, what'd she find? Tiaga finds a small pile of completely unhidden coins. Stuck in the ground next to them is a sign that reads, "No touchin'." That's T-U-C-H-I-N. No touchin'. Luckily, you've never been much for reading signs, so you take the 15 gold coins. That's going to put us up to 1,095 coins total. Rukora says, with that many potions, damage is nothing. Yeah, no kidding. You know what? She is actually currently adjacent to Thraken. I think we should hand some of those off. Handing items from hero to hero is also not an action, and he is the only one in our ranks at the moment who has no potions. So let's hand him a couple. She's going to hand him 2 potions of healing. There we go. I'd like for her to give at least 1 to Armiel as well. She can't do that right at the moment, but we'll try and remember that too. Okie dokie, that's going to take us to Moonstone, who is the only hero left outside of that room. Moonstone is getting some garbage movement rolls this quest. 1, 2, 3, and then she can't finish her movement. However, she can go ahead and do the last search in this room, which is searching for secret doors, and there are none. Moving on, Thraken the Barbarian finds himself as the one who must cross this trap. There is no more searching to be done. As long as he doesn't roll snake eyes, yep, he's good. The 1, 2, he is going to attempt to jump over the spear trap as it fires. He's got a 50-50 chance. If you would direct your attention to the bottom left of the screen for the dice cam, if he gets a white or black shield, he will have successfully jumped the trap. If he gets a skull, the spear hits him and he loses a body point. That is unfortunate. Sorry, Thraken, but your jumping skills are not up to snuff today. The spear grazes him, causing 1 body point of damage before he can fully pass over it, dropping him to 7 body points. He can, however, that does stop his movement, but he can take his other action. So he is going to go ahead and open this door, and we're going to take a look and see what's out in this hallway. And that's it. What you can see is what's going on in that hallway. That wall right to his left, no further doors, no monsters. Let's go ahead and have him search, since he is standing there and he has 1 more action, either for traps or secret doors. He's searching for secret doors, which is arguably the less intelligent thing to do, but there's no secret doors. That's one of those things that I always kind of grapple with, whether I should go ahead and make them search for traps just because it's kind of the smarter thing to do, but that's not necessarily what a player would do if a player were controlling that hero, so yeah, it's one of those things. Rukor says, so he's Link and they can't jump unless there's a cliff at least older than in older Legend of Zelda games. Exactly. Yeah. No jump button in this game, and that is absolutely 100% true. There is no jump button in this game. Armiel. Yeah, we just need to move now. That's not good, Armiel. Well, 1, 2. And unfortunately, he can't go any further than that. The heroes are going to turn this into a very long quest by not getting good movement rolls. Gar, our mercenary, is guaranteed 5 without needing to roll. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That also kind of brute forces a little bit of that hallway, because again, Gar can't search for traps. So if there's a trap there, he's going to step on it. So those first few squares there are at least for sure not trapped. Finally, Tiaga. 1, 2, 3, 4, and being that this is the last space she knows is safe, is she going to stop and search for traps? No, she is not. 5, 6, 7. Luckily, none of those squares are trapped either. Now that she has stopped and she has her other action, we'll go ahead and force a trap search, and there are no traps from the square in front of that room all the way over to the corner of the board. No traps there. Okay, no monsters on the board, so we are back to Moonstone the Druid, who is back here at the back of the party. She is continuing to move fairly slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she's at least made it up to Gar there. No further searches to be done in the hallway. We've basically just got a big slog of movement here to do. Our next kind of point of interest that we know about anyway is this door all the way down here at the bottom of the screen. Thraken the Barbarian is next, and he is the one right there at the end of the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not quite enough to see around the corner into the other part of the hallway. So we are moving on to Armiel the Druid, the last hero in the room. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just barely enough to complete his movement there. Gar the Mercenary. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't take his 5th movement because Thraken's in the way. And finally, Tiaga is up there right in front of Armiel. Tiaga's got a pretty good roll there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Standing on the corner, she can now see down this entire hallway, confirming indeed that at least to the naked eye, there is nothing further than what we have revealed already. Is she stopping to search for traps? Yes, she is. And from where she is standing, all the way down to this wall right here, there are no traps. Thanks to the prophecy of Gohan, which states very clearly that if the heroes search for traps, they won't find any. And that is true a scary amount of the time. No monsters on the board. Right back to Moonstone, who is again at the back of the party. Let's see if she can get a halfway decent roll here and catch up a little. No, afraid not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thraken the Barbarian. Moving a pretty decent amount there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And especially since he's got nothing better to do, we'll go ahead and have him search for secret doors in this hallway. And from where Tiaga is standing in the corner all the way down to this, no secret doors. And Rukoro says, typical. Yeah, you are not kidding. Armiel the Druid is now currently in the back of the party, but not by much. And also moving very slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No further searching to be done in either of these hallways, so that's it for him. The Mercenary, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is riveting content, isn't it? Let's roll 2d6 over and over and watch these heroes get like pathetically small numbers for like 20 minutes. Tiaga. Yeah, there you go, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She's almost there. She's getting so close. Yeah, there's nothing any of them can do to speed this up, unfortunately, by the looks of it. So we'll just we'll continue on moving. Moonstone, continuing to roll comically low numbers. 1, 2, and she can't even take her 3rd roll because Armiel is in the way. Thraken, he might reach the door this turn, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, indeed he has. Let's zoom in a little bit on what Thraken is doing here in the yellow room. Now we know, thanks to Moonstone's reveal map spell earlier, this is why the doors are here. That is not normal. That is because of a spell that one of the heroes cast, that they know the position of all the walls and doors. So inside this room, we have a bookshelf. By the way, pretty much all the furniture in this game is purely aesthetic. There is no actual function for this. This little skeleton guy here is blocking that doorway from, or that bookshelf from sitting in the right place. Let's switch the walls there real quick. We've also got a small amount of monsters in here. Well, not a particularly small, honestly. We have 2 swamp orcs. Again, swamp variants have higher attack and less defense. We've got them kind of guarding that initial doorway. We've also got another mummy in this room, one of the harder undead monsters. And finally in this room is a dread warrior. And I do believe this dread warrior has something special about it. Let me read my information here. Yes, okay, so this dread warrior is wearing extra armor, making him immune to long-range attacks. So we definitely want Thraken to be the one to get up there and attack that guy, or Gar, if Gar makes it all the way down there. We want them to be doing that. We are actually going to be running into a small contingent of these dread warriors that cannot be shot at for several of the rooms that are left in this quest. So this is going to become kind of a normal thing here, at least for a little while. This is the a piece of the group of monsters that stormed the elven city of Haven of the Lights and destroyed it entirely. So we're running into a pretty strong group of monsters here. Thraken, are we searching for traps or are we attacking one of those monsters? He is attacking one of those monsters. Makes sense, he's a barbarian. Now it would be strategically extremely dumb for him to walk into that room knowing that it means he's going to get hit by all 3 monsters. He does attack less at long range though, which sucks a little bit. I think it's the price we pay though. So let's go ahead and shoot at, we're going to shoot at that swamp orc right there, just because it's the most, either of these orcs would be the most likely to die in this room. Shoot an arrow from his short bow. He hits that orc with a 1. Well, that's not going to kill it. Okay, it didn't block, but it didn't die either. That's what we need on a shirt right there. Didn't block, but didn't die either. Back up here, we are now at Armiel the Druid, the white-haired one up there at the top. And he is also moving pretty ridiculously slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, making his way down the hallway. And we got his mercenary following pretty close behind too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Tiaga is also headed down the hallway. I was really hoping that she was going to get a little closer than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you know what? Can't complain there. She's definitely got line of sight to... She might have line of sight, but you guys didn't. Okay, line of sight to this orc right here, I think she's got. So let's have her fire with her redwood wand at that swamp orc. Or not, because she missed. Guess that line of sight wasn't as good as I thought. Okay, that's gonna take us to the monster's turn. Now, monsters cannot pass through heroes, so only one of the 4 monsters in this room is going to be able to occupy that space to attack Thraken. I think we're gonna take this Dread Warrior out of the equation, just so that it's we're not wasting its potential regarding that it can't be shot at just yet. So one of these orcs or that mummy, and we'll go low card, medium card, high card. That is a medium card, so that is the mummy that is going to step forward and attack there. Throwing a fist at Thraken, the mummy hits him with a 1. And he doesn't block it, dropping him to 6 body points. It's a good thing that he has got some of those potions of healing. He's got an artifact that might help us out here a little bit too. I think we'll activate when it's his turn. All right, that's going to take us back up to Moonstone the Druid up there at the top of the hallway. Let's get her moving. She is headed down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she, again, Armiel is in her way. She can't take her 6th movement. They will get there sooner or later. That's 100% correct, Rukoro. It might not be tonight, but they will get there. All right, yes, that's going to take us to Thraken. Where is Moonstone on health? She is also down exactly 2. You know what? Before we go to Thraken, I think both Moonstone and Armiel are going to do this. So, Druids get 3 special spells. Those spells have a fancy back that looks like that. And Pixie is one of those spells that both of them have. Now, this is a healing spell, it's just not a very strong one. This actually heals 2 body points. So both Moonstone and Armil are in a perfect situation that calls for utilizing this to put them back at full health. So this is going to heal Moonstone back up to 11, which for her is full. And that is going to trigger her Shapeshift spell coming back to her. Now, she will have to cast it again, but she has it back. You know what? She's also got the Wand of Magic artifact. Let's activate that. The Wand of Magic artifact allows her to cast 2 spells on a single turn. So we're just going to go ahead and cast the Shapeshift. And just in case you weren't here when she cast this earlier, this is going to give her an extra defense dice and an extra attack dice at close range. She loses the spell if she takes any damage, but she can get it back if she returns her body points to the max, which she just did. When she has this active, she turns into a bear. So we'll go ahead and swap her mini out for a bear. All right, that's going to take us down to Thraken. Okay, I was remembering there, I said I was going to have him do something too. So he is also in possession of an artifact called the Armband of Healing. Once per quest, the wearer may call upon this magical armband to heal 2 body points. And that is going to be what we're going to do with that. So he is going to go back up to 8 body points. Definitely not anywhere near his maximum health. And we'll just turn that card over, because that's not a one-time use thing, but he can only use it once per quest. So we'll just turn the card over for now. Also not an action to use that. He swings his battle axe at the mummy and misses. This mummy, I tell you what, the monsters in this room can't be hit, I think, is what's going on. And with his second action, we will have him either search for traps or secret doors. It's going to be traps in this room, and he does indeed sense one trap in this room, a spear trap right in front of the door, right there. So they won't have to deal with that just yet. Okay, that's going to take us up to Armil the Druid, who just needs to move, and unless he gets an incredible roll right here, he's probably not going to be of much help. 10 is not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hey, I'll take that. I know I moved him right off camera. There you go. So he actually has gotten into the other position from which he can be useful. Firing a blast of energy from his redwood wand at the mummy. He hits it with a 2. And the mummy doesn't block either one of them. I'll tell you what. This Armil is suddenly becoming a menace. He couldn't get a hit to save his life earlier this quest. And all of a sudden, he's hitting them left and right. Now, the mummy's not destroyed, but it is hurt. Unfortunately, that leaves him without an action to cast the pixie spell. But, oh well. That's all right. He's got it. He can still do it. Okay, that's going to take us to the mercenary, who is just off camera, but he's about to move on to camera. 1, 2, 3. Can't do much from that position, but he's there and ready to help when he can. And then we are at Tiaga, who is here and also firing with her redwood wand to try and destroy that mummy. She hits the mummy with a 2. And the mummy blocks both hits. Wow. Dang, because she actually also has a shape-shifting spell that she gets back if she kills a monster. So I was kind of hoping that she was going to succeed in killing that thing, but I guess not. Does she have anything else that is of help at the moment? It doesn't really look like it. She's got a pretty good attacking spell, but she can only use it once per quest, and we've got a big boss coming up, so I don't really want to use it just yet. That's going to take us to the monster's turn. The only monster we've got that can do anything is the mummy. Again, swinging a fist at Thraken, hitting him with a critical hit of 3. And he only blocks one of those, taking the 2 that he just healed and dropping him down to 6 body points. Ouch. Okay, back to the heroes. We have one hero straggler, Moonstone, who is still way up there. And now that she's in bear form, I guess she's finally decided to move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Unfortunately, she's a little bit too far away to have line of sight to the monster, so she can't help right at the moment. We really need Thraken to destroy that mummy so that we can get into the room. It is indeed his turn, so let's see if he can do that. Swinging his battle axe, he hits the mummy with a 1. Okay, if it doesn't defend, that will kill it, but it's unlikely. Indeed, the mummy blocks that hit, just barely. Unfortunate. Okay, we will use Thraken's other action to search that room for secret doors, and there are none in that room. Armiel. Armiel is in position to shoot at the mummy. Let's see if Armiel can be the one to get rid of it. Firing a blast of energy from his redwood wand, he hits that mummy with a 2. And the mummy doesn't block a single thing. Look at that. Armiel got all of the hits on that mummy. Every single hit that was to be had, Armiel did it. Now we could have him move in there now, but I don't know if that is the option we want to take. No, that pretty much guarantees some nasty hits. So I think instead, let's enact our plan. We will also have Armiel cast the Pixie spell. So exact same thing that Moonstone did. This is going to heal him 2 body points, and it just so happens that he is exactly 2 body points away from max. So this puts him back up to 10 and gives him access to his shapeshift. Now, unlike Moonstone, he can't immediately cast it, but he does have it available to him again. So we got that. Okay, Tiaga. I am also unwilling to move Tiaga into the room without anybody else, but she still has line of sight to this orc, so maybe she can, if she can get a good hit on that orc, she can get rid of it and get her demon form spell back. Sending a blast of energy from her wand, she hits the orc with a 1. That's not gonna kill it, but it doesn't block at least. So damaged but not dead. And I don't think there's really anything else she can do. Oh, what have we got? Adventure Built Gaming has followed. Thank you very much for the follow. Really, really appreciate that. Hope you're doing good. As I've said, I'm not sure when you popped in, but if I haven't said it since you popped in, please do, don't be afraid to throw anything in the chat regarding if you have any questions about anything or suggestions about anything as well. Any of that good stuff, don't be afraid to throw some stuff in. Again, very much appreciate the follow. Thank you. I don't think there's anything else that Tiaga can do to help us out right now, so I think we're just going to head out to the monster's turn. Ah, gotcha. So, coming in with AWOL Trooper. Awesome to hear. Absolutely. Well, again, I definitely appreciate that. So you've probably been here since the raid then, eh? Let's see. Monster's turn. My brain drops things so quick. Adventure says, I was lurking in his stream as I streamed. Oh, nice. That's the best way to go right there. So what kind of stuff do you stream? So I know AWOL does a lot of different stuff, but I'm always curious, especially in this particular sort of thing, if you stream, you know, D&D related stuff or miniature painting or anything related to that. Always super curious what everybody else has got going on. Oh, geez. Let's see. What have we got here? So, Monster's turn is, again, I think we want to leave the Dread Warrior out of this equation. We want one of these orcs to be the one to attack. It really is a shame that they couldn't all rush into the room, but just the way, being that it was Armiel that killed the monster blocking the doorway, that just wasn't a great way to do it. So, let's, it's going to be this orc, the orc with the mace. Yeah, absolutely. Adventure says I can share stuff if you are link friendly. Absolutely. As far as I know anyway, you should be able to post links in there. Let me know if it won't let you, because I would like to let everybody. By the way, we've also got a pinned comment, which is a link into our Discord. If anybody that is watching right now is not in that and wants to, go ahead and hit that link and you can post some stuff in there too. So we've got a channel in there for if you paint miniatures. You can post pictures of your paint jobs. We've got a self-interest channel where you can just post anything that's going on in there. So definitely. Oh, you there says, how much longer are you going tonight? Probably till 3. We are... I'm not gonna lie, I expected to be a little further into the quest. We're not... We're, like, near enough to the end that we might finish. So I think we might try. Oh, man. Adventure Built Gaming, that is fantastic. That is super cool. And that is 100% your own work by the looks of it, right? That's not like something that you ordered and then put together. That's something you designed and built, if I'm right. That first link is what I clicked on, by the way. That is fantastic. I would love to get into stuff like that. Yes. That is awesome. I'm gonna hit that second link too. And very nice paint job. Oh yeah. I love the details on that guy too. He doesn't look just like a painted mini. He looks like a guy who's been through some stuff. 3D printed window frames. Genius. Yes, absolutely. So, so this channel that you're watching now also serves kind of a dual purpose. So we stream every single night of the week. We are usually doing what you're seeing here. So, by the way, we're in Eastern time. So we start at midnight Eastern time. But on Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturday nights, you will find Playing the Quests. On Sundays and Wednesdays, you will instead find my wife here on this very same channel, painting miniatures. So we've got dual purpose. Anything that you see on this board that is painted, including the board itself, she painted. The board is something that we 3D printed and was designed by someone else. It's a Dragon's Rest 3D board here. But all the paint jobs that are good, she did. You've likely seen some terrible paint jobs that I attempted to do when I was, you know, like 11 or 12 or something, because I've had most of this stuff for a long time. But all the good painted stuff is her. Yes. Okay, we moved an orc, but the orc needs to attack. So the orc's gonna swing a mace at Thraken, hitting him with a 2. And he blocked one and not the other, dropping him to 5 body points. Kill the orc, yes, we gotta get rid of that guy. Oh yes, I need to as well, just so that I don't forget. Hit you with that return follow as well. Okay, that is going to take us back to the beginning of the hero's turn, and that actually starts with Moonstone up here, and she can't do a thing. There is absolutely nothing she can do right now that is helpful, other than she could cast a healing spell on Thraken, but you know what? That actually isn't a terrible idea. So Thraken is the lowest health of everybody that we've got right now. He's got a couple of potions, but you know what? Moonstone's got a healing spell to spare, and she can't do anything else, so let's do that. Moonstone is going to cast Water of Healing on Thraken the Barbarian, which will give him 4 of his body points back. Ooh, I hear we got something going on back there. One moment. Ah, gotcha. You there says let the orc live. And she has redeemed an item swap as well. Okay, let's go ahead and take care of that before I forget. Let's see. Okay. Armiel is kind of the one we don't want to be the target of this. He does have a toolkit, but it's the only thing he has. And it would suck a little bit if he loses it, but it would be funny. So let's use the suits of the cards to determine which hero is losing an item. This is going to be Thraken the Barbarian, who is losing an item. The items he can lose are as follows. The Rod of Telekinesis, which seems to be the target of this redeem so often. A Potion of Strength, 2 Potions of Healing, a Fire Ring, Rabbit Boots, and a Potion of Magic Resistance. This guy has so much in his inventory, it's actually kind of good that he's going to lose something. So 7 possible items, we'll just use the numbers of the cards, and if it's anything that's not an ace through 7, we'll redraw. 2, the second item was the Potion of Strength. I'm almost a little disappointed that it wasn't that Rod of Telekinesis, because that just would have been hilarious. That item gets swapped between all these heroes so often. Okay, what hero is getting this Potion of Strength, then? That is going to be Tiaga. So thanks to some magic coming from the void, a Potion of Strength disappears from Thraken's pack and reappears magically in Tiaga's. That's never going to get old. I love that redeem so much. Okay, it is actually Thraken's turn now. So as he searches his pack for the Potion of Strength and discovers it mysteriously missing, he also swings his battle axe at the Swamp Orc and misses. Clearly he was distracted. Gosh. That sucks. And there are no further searches that he can do in that room until that orc's dead. So I guess that's kind of pathetic too. He really should have been able to kill that orc. This is one of the easier monsters in the whole game system. Armiel is finding himself having to do all the dirty work here, so I guess let's continue that. Armiel is going to shoot at that orc with his wand, hitting it with a 1, and that is indeed enough to kill it if it doesn't block. And it doesn't. So Swamp Orcs, again, less defense, higher attack. So that's why there was only 1 dice for defense on that guy. No block, that is 1 dead orc. And again, Armiel having to do all the heavy lifting. Record says very, and you there says he noticed it. Oh no. Yes. He must have. Swinging 4 attack dice at a monster with 1 defense dice and 1 body point and not managing to kill it is either you're distracted or you should stop. You should probably go home instead of being a hero. That's going to open us up for our mercenary, and I'll tell you what, because our mercenary is pretty expendable, I don't mind sending him in here. Because there's a pretty high chance he can kill this orc, and I'm totally into that, and I don't mind. They just found him on this quest. If he dies, it's not a big deal at all. So I don't mind doing that. You there says that explains why the rod stayed with him. He was gripping it to keep it. Yeah. He knew. He was ready for that. All right, Gar, our swordsman mercenary, takes a swing at the other swamp orc, hitting it with a 2. And that is actually, because that orc was damaged already, that is a skilled strike on that orc, and that orc is super dead. Get right on out of here, my friend. You are the deadest of all the dead. Killed by a mercenary who wasn't even one of the heroes. Tell you what. All right, I think that opens up Tiaga to head in and attack this Dread Warrior. Let's go ahead and do that, because they already know there's no traps in here other than the spear trap that she can avoid really easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a little bit of a shame she doesn't have her demon form here, but if she can manage to get a few good hits on this guy, then she'll get it back. Swinging her broadsword, Tiaga hits that Dread Warrior with a 2. And it doesn't block either one. Not dead, but pretty good damage. That's going to take us to the monster's turn, and of course we've just got that Dread Warrior essentially returning the attack, swinging its mace and hitting Tiaga with a 2. What's she got in response to that? Nothing. Taking both of those hits, dropping her down to 7 body points. Oh, I forgot, she just got that Potion of Strength. She probably just should have used it. That would have been beneficial, especially since we're trying to get her demon form back. All right, Moonstone. Moonstone can actually hopefully finally do something if she gets a decent roll. I mean, you know, nothing to complain about, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Still didn't quite get close range to the Dread Warrior, but she can shoot at it. So picture this, if you will. A large bear enters the room and runs at you, and even through your helmet, which is kind of hard to see through, you're pretty sure the bear is holding a wand. And you'd be absolutely right, because now that wand is firing magic at you. Why does the bear have a wand? You may never know, but it hits you with a 2, and you only manage to block off 1. And who could blame you? Because again, why is the bear holding a wand? Dread Warrior's still not dead, but it's only got 1 body point left. Thraken. Now, I'd say that that Dread Warrior is pretty well done with. I don't think we need Thraken to go up there and help. You know what? You know what we're going to do? Because I'm a big dummy who can't remember a thing. That Dread Warrior can't be shot at. So I'm afraid we are going to have to remove that damage marker. That was all a big dream. We were all asleep for a second, and then suddenly we woke up and remembered, Dread Warrior can't be shot at. So, sorry. Yeah, thank you, Ricoro. I did remember that before I saw your comment, but thank you for keeping me in line. I just totally forgot about it. You are 100% correct. So we will take that damage that Moonstone just scored off of him, because you can't shoot at that guy. Okay, now Thraken. And again, I don't think we need extra help for that Dread Warrior. I think what we can have Thraken do is try and take care of that trap and head through this door down here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're going to step on the trap and see if he can jump over it. As long as he gets a shield, he's okay. And indeed, he is. So the spear fires, but luckily he is able to jump out of the way of it. The trap is now gone, and he does need to leave this square, but, you know, could be worse. Opening the door into the green room, we'll go ahead and put everything that's in this room. There is in this room a treasure chest right there, as well as 4 mountain orcs. Now, mountain orcs are just the, regular old orcs. So regular Hero Quest stats on these guys. 3 attack, 2 defense, 2 body points because of our level 3 difficulty. So I guess not completely regular Hero Quest stats. But there are 4 of them in this room. And as I said, he does need to, being that he jumped over that trap, he does need to leave that square. So he's forced to step on this first square, which luckily is not trapped. Now that he's in here, he might as well attack. Swinging his battle axe, he hits that lead orc with a 2, which is indeed enough to kill it if it doesn't block. Oh, but it does. Blocks one, but not the other, taking 1 point of damage and surviving by a hair. It's kind of a stupid saying now I think about it. Let's get our meal in there and help him out, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll just leave our meal in the doorway because our meal does attack better at range. So, yeah, honestly, he can see any of these orcs, and it doesn't really matter which one. So by card, he is going to shoot at that guy right there. Armiel fires a blast of energy from his Redwood 1 and hits that orc with a nothing because he missed. Man, Armiel's reign of terror might be over. He was doing the heavy lifting, but maybe not so much anymore. Gar the Mercenary, 1, 2, 3, is going to help out here with the Dread Warrior. He is our other hard hitter. So swinging his sword, he hits that Dread Warrior with a 2. The Dread Warrior blocks 1 and not the other, dropping him down to 1 body point left. And hopefully that means good because Tiaga can theoretically finish him off. So Tiaga swings her broadsword at the Dread Warrior, hitting it with a 1. It's unlikely, but possible. Oh, last dice to drop out of the tower is a block. So no death for the Dread Warrior, I'm afraid. That would have been really helpful for Tiaga to knock that guy out. Again, I forgot about the Potion of Strength. All right. My memory is the garbage. That is for sure. Okay, monster's turn. We got a bad situation up there for Thraken, and of course we've got the Dread Warrior as well. Let's take care of the Thraken situation here. So let's do the orc that's right in front of him. That orc swings his sword and hits him with a critical hit of 3. Ouch. He blocks 1, takes 2, dropping him to 7 body points. We've got another orc here, swinging its cleaver at him. There we go. Hitting him with a 2. Which again, he blocks 1 and not the other, dropping him to 6 body points. And we've got this orc as well that can reach him, swinging its sword. Hitting him with a 1. Which he blocks, luckily. Okay. That was that could have been a lot worse, to be honest with you. I'm surprised that didn't go worse. Okay, and then up here, the Dread Warrior has an option. It can either attack Tiaga or Gar, the mercenary, and it is going for Gar. This could be dangerous for our mercenary friend. He's been doing a lot of pretty big help here. The Dread Warrior swings his mace, hitting Gar with a 1. And Gar doesn't block it. That is surprising. Dropping Gar down to 1 body point. Ouch. That's definitely no good. 5 defense dice and not a single shield. Statistically, you'd think that wouldn't happen, but there it was. Okie dokie. We are now back to the hero's turn. We are at Moonstone the Druid, and she is of absolutely no help right there since that Dread Warrior can't be hit with range. So let's go have her help out with the orc situation. 1, 2. So all of my previous comments about the bear with a wand... yeah, Rigor says oof. Agreed. The bear with the wand comments stand true here, except for the orcs instead of the Dread Warrior, because the orcs can be shot at. She's really only got line of sight to this guy that's straight out from her. So she sends a blast of energy with her wand, hitting that orc with a 2. And that orc does not block either one of those. Now, it was damaged already, but it wouldn't have mattered. It's dead either way. So she can at least be of a little bit of help there. That's going to take us to Thraken the Barbarian, who finds himself slightly less surrounded by orcs, but he can at least attack one of these guys. He's going to attack that guy, swinging his battle axe and hitting that orc with a 3. The orc blocks 1, but still takes 2 points of damage, which means it is also dead. I'll grab a drink here real quick. Thraken is also going to search this room either for traps or for secret doors. Let me shuffle my randomizer deck here and we will find out which. All right, let's see. Traps or secret doors? He's going for traps. And believe it or not, there is not a single trap in this room, not even on the treasure chest that is down there in the corner. Okay. By the way, guys, if ever you guys notice that there is some action that appears to be happening and I'm not pointing the camera in the right place, yell at me in the comments, because I do occasionally forget to move the camera. That was one situation where you guys could see it, but not really well. Okay, Armiel. Let's get Armiel in there. We want to keep him at long range, but we can at least take him in there. And we'll let him fire at this guy that's down here. Again, I'm not pointing at that very well. Firing a blast of energy with his wand, he hits that orc with a 2. The orc blocks 1 and not the other, so damaged but not dead. That's going to take us up to Gar, the mercenary, who definitely needs to return that hit, because that was a nasty hit that he just got from the Dread Warrior. Can he finish it off? He swings his sword, hitting the Dread Warrior with a 1. It is possible. It's unlikely, but it's possible. The Dread Warrior blocks the attack. This guy is staying alive. That's right, this Dread Warrior was in the Bee Gees. Bet you didn't know that. Neither did I, actually. And that's going to take us to Tiaga, who honestly, really, I'd prefer her to be the one to take it out. So hopefully she can. It's down to 1 body point. Can she score a good enough hit? Swinging her broadsword, Tiaga hits the Dread Warrior with a 2. The Dread Warrior blocks 1, but not the other, indeed, destroying it. Which means not only is it dead, but Tiaga, being a warlock, is able to absorb its essence and regain the ability to cast her demon form spell. Now, she doesn't immediately turn back into it, but she has regained the ability at least. I also just absolutely destroyed my nice little pile of skull tiles over here. I'm going to fix that real quick. There we go. Savannah says it's the Barry Orc talk show. Yeah. Talking about orc chest hair. Really cool broadswords. Okay, that's probably it for her, right? So she attacked. She does have another action left. There's a treasure search that could be done in here. Well, let's see what she's going to do. Search for treasure or leave. she is indeed going to do that treasure search. Might as well. Let's see what she finds. Scattered throughout the room are coins lying on the ground. After a thorough search, Tiaga manages to find 25 gold coins. Not bad, not bad. That's going to put us up to 1,120. Math on camera. Is it anybody's strong suit? Probably. 1,120. It is certainly not mine. Okay, monster's turn. We've just got a couple of orcs down here with Thraken and Armiel, so let's take care of the one that's already adjacent to Thraken. Swinging its cleaver, it hits him with a 1. Which he blocks, but just barely. Kind of surprising. And then we've got a flail orc over here that's going to attack Armiel. Swinging its flail and hitting him with the dice that got stuck in the tower. Nope, totally missed, I'm afraid. Moonstone. Moonstone the Druid. Let's see, what are we doing here? We've already got 2 heroes down there. It would actually be more to her benefit to go the way Tiaga is looking to go. So let's send her north, if you will, and see what's out here in the hallway. 1, 2. And opening the door into this little hallway that we know about already thanks to the reveal map spell. Is she going to stop there and search for traps? No, she is not. 3, 4. Luckily, neither of those squares were trapped. She's going to go ahead and open this door as well, showing us the contents of the room up here. In this room is a bookshelf, a mummy, and yet another of the contingent of Dread Warriors that are wearing extra armor and cannot be shot at. Again, guarding this door. So got to be close range on that guy. Moonstone, are we searching for traps or attacking that monster? She is going to stop there and search this room for traps. Maybe not the best option, but at least she did. There is a spear trap in this room right in front of the Dread Warrior right there. Now, luckily, when she's shapeshifted, she's got an extra defense dice as well. So if that mummy ends up hitting her, she's got a little bit higher odds of blocking that attack. Okay, so moving on to Thraken now. Let's get rid of these last 2 guys here. Thraken turns around and swings his battle axe at the orc, hitting it with a critical hit of 4. And let me tell you, for a mountain orc, even at level 3 difficulty, that is a skilled strike, and that orc is super dead. Right on out he goes. Okay, other action. Is he going to search for secret doors, or is he headed down towards that chest? He is headed down towards the chest. He can't search it yet, but he can position himself to. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, it is Armiel's turn, and there's only 1 orc left. However, Armiel attacks better at long range, so let's move him away 1. He then fires a blast of energy from his redwood wand, hitting that orc with a 2. And it doesn't block. Orc dead. This one's just regular dead, but still, dead nonetheless. Oh, okay. I saw it's just the Sari bot talking about the ad starting. Okay. Let's see. What is Armiel doing? Now, Armiel could also do a secret door search of the room. That would be smarter than leaving it. So let's go ahead and do that. There are no secret doors in this room. Okay, oh my gosh, yeah, okay. So our mercenary, again, he only moves 5, but that is enough. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's get him attacking this mummy. Gar swings his sword, hitting that mummy with a critical hit of 4, if you'd believe that. The mummy blocks 1, but still takes 3 points of damage, meaning this like one-off mercenary who's probably gonna die, just one shot, one of the honestly harder monsters, or at least a medium difficulty monster in this whole game. That guy, he just about deserves to live. I'm gonna be sad if somebody kills him now, because he's doing some heavy lifting for this quest, to be totally honest with you. Let's see, that takes us to Tiaga, who might as well follow everybody in there. I would just love it if she could get up to that Dread Warrior with demon form, but that's a few too many things for her to be able to do. We could Potion of Strength it. Let's see if she can even get up to it. 7's not great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exactly enough. Okay, that's fine. I can live with that. Let's go ahead and have her drink the Potion of Strength that she was swapped by you there. You there swapping that Potion of Strength out of Thraken's inventory and into hers. So that is going to give her 2 extra attack dice just for this one attack. Swinging her broadsword, she hits that Dread Warrior with a 4. All right, these dice, I'm telling you what, Ricora, I can't thank you enough for that dice swap redeem, because these dice are getting the job done. 4 skulls on this guy, which theoretically could one-shot it if it doesn't defend anything. And it doesn't. Look at that. 1 shot on the mummy, 1 shot on the Dread Warrior. We're just about finished with this quest, I think. We only got a couple more rooms to go. Still plenty of difficult monsters in those rooms, but that's kind of wild. We're pulling out the stops for those guys. Okay, that's going to be Monster's turn, but believe it or not, there are no monsters on the board right at this particular moment, so we are now at Moonstone the Druid. She's got a few options that she can do. She can, at the moment, search for secret doors from her current position, walk into the room and search for treasure, or walk into the room and open that door to see what's in the room after that. And she is doing the treasure one. So we'll just kind of go 1, 2, 3, and we'll stop her right there and have her search for treasure. Now, hopefully this won't be a trap, because if it is, she's going to lose that shapeshift. See what she finds. Tucked into the toe of an old boot, you find a gem worth 35 coins. Okay, we're getting lots of coins out of the treasure deck today. That's going to put us up to 1,155. That's good for us at the moment, but it does bode particularly badly for future treasure searches, because once those coin cards are gone, they're gone until we shuffle that deck again, and that is a very large treasure deck. So let's hope that doesn't mean we're going to get like 17 wandering monsters in a row in a different quest. Okay, Thraken has positioned himself to search for treasure in this green room, so let's go ahead and get that done. Because this is a chest, this is automatically something fairly decent here. He has just found 100 coins in that chest, putting us up to 1,255. And opening him up to, yeah, he might as well leave the room. All the searching is done. So let's check out here. 1, 2, 3. Now, if you guys remember, I don't know how many of you that are watching right now were watching at the beginning. Near the beginning of this quest, Moonstone cast a very powerful spell that she has access to called Reveal Map, which forces me to place down all of the walls and doors. Doesn't reveal secret doors, doesn't reveal traps, doesn't reveal monsters, just these wall tiles right here and doors. Now, when we did that, we talked about this weirdness right here, because also the exit door to the quest is right here. I didn't put it down because it was covering my hero's character cards, but we're implying not only the existence of some sort of secret door right there, but also we've got a few more rooms to explore yet. So why ever is this room the key to the exit? And we are about to find out here as we open this door inside this room, and I am going to leave this exit door off for now just because it's a little bit in the way. In this room, we have a fireplace, a throne, and Fellmarak, the Sorcerer King, possessed by the dread spirit of Melar that the heroes recently have been dealing with. Right there. That is a metal mini right there, too, so that guy is heavy. So we have discovered the boss of the quest, I'm afraid. Now, I think, does he do something right off the bat? Okay. On the monster's turn, he does. Okay, so what do we got going on here? Because we are definitely in a weird situation here. Thraken, you got plenty more movement left, but are you going to stop and search that room for traps? No. So clearly Thraken is filled with battle rage and has decided that he is headed straight for this guy. Okay. You know, respectable, understandable, even from a player standpoint. Luckily, neither of those two squares were trapped. Thraken does not have the action to attack, but he has positioned himself to do it on the following turn. Okay, Armiel in here also needs to go in there and figure out what he can do. Now, Armiel attacks better at long range, so there's really no reason for him to walk up close like that. Is he more concerned about traps than Thraken was? No, he is also not concerned about traps. Is he going to shoot from there, or is he going to walk in the room? He is going to shoot from there. So he has line of sight to Fellmarak from the doorway, so he's going to go ahead and shoot there. Firing a blast of energy. Let me just make sure he doesn't have anything that can make this attack better. He does not. Firing a blast of energy from his redwood wand, he shoots at Fellmarak, and coming through with a very clutch critical hit of 3. He hits the boss a pretty good hit right there. And Fellmarak blocks 2 of those, only taking 1 damage. That was pretty good. Armiel's shaping up. Let me tell you, he's been doing a lot of missing. But he's been doing pretty good here these last couple of quests. Okay, back up here. We are now at the mercenary Gar, and I'm a little bit conflicted as to whether or not we should send him back down toward the boss or whether we should continue having him go with Moonstone and Tiaga. There's a very small likelihood that they're going to run into anything worse than this boss. So yeah, I think we will actually turn Gar around and have him head back down. He's not going to get very far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but he is at least on the way to help. Back up here, we are now at Tiaga. There is only 1 search left to do in that greenish room there, but she doesn't have to do it. Secret doors or leave? She is leaving. She's leaving that secret door search to Moonstone, and she is headed towards this door right here. Opening this door, of course, we already know about the door that leads downward. In this room, there is an alchemy bench. Let's go ahead and put some carpet down there so that it covers the right amount of spaces. Alchemy bench, and yet another one of the Dread Warriors that is wearing extra armor and cannot be shot at. Again, guarding the door. These guys seem to be the door guardians, apparently. Tiaga, are we searching for traps before we walk in here? Yes, she is. She's going to stop right there and search that room for traps, and indeed she will find 1 spear trap directly in front of this Dread Warrior. That's a little tricky right there, isn't it? You can only attack this guy close range, and also there's a trap right in front of him. Okay, that is going to take us to the monster's turn, and boy, do we have kind of a scary monster's turn. We've only got 2 monsters on the board. We'll take care of the Dread Warrior because we're pointing at it already. There's really no reason to not have him go attack. Swinging his mace. He hits Tiaga with a 1. Excuse me, which she blocks just barely. Down here, we have Fellmarak, the Sorcerer King. Now, monsters have 2 actions exactly like heroes do. Since Thraken is close range, he can fight this guy with his sword, and he also has access to several dread spells. Now, this first turn actually requires him to use one of these. Normally, we randomize it, but first off, he is going to swing his flaming sword at Thraken, hitting the barbarian with a 1. So he didn't swing very hard, I guess. And Thraken, of course, blocks that attack. Jeez. Okay. He is also going to cast the Firestorm spell. This is required for him on his first turn. This spell fills the room full of fire that inflicts 3 body points of damage on all heroes and monsters in the same room as the spellcaster. The spellcaster is unaffected. All victims roll 2 movement dice. For each 5 or 6 rolled, the damage is reduced by 1 point. And unfortunately, Thraken did not roll the requisite for either of those potential damage reductions, meaning he took 3 points of damage, dropping him down to 3 body points. Oh! No! Hey, last minute thing I just remembered. He has a Fire Ring artifact. Yes, indeed he does. Boy, this is a handy time to have that. This ring protects its wearer from any 2 dread fire spells. The ring disappears after the wearer has been protected from the second spell. So actually, this fire ring just protected him. That was the first time he's been able to use that, so it still has one use left. Actually protected him from that spell. However, there is one more effect of this spell, and this is not normal for this spell, but in this case, the Firestorm also catches fire to both of these doors and destroys them. Meaning that we now see the contents of both the blue and black room and the kind of maroon room down here. So up in the blue and black room, we have a skeleton. Not necessarily the scariest thing in there. There is also a Chaos Warrior, which is not very good. Undead variant of the Dread Warriors, a little bit less defense but higher attack. And maybe perhaps the most scary thing that is also hanging out in that room is a DoomGuard. So this is one of Zargon's personal lieutenants, very much stronger than either a Dread Warrior or a Chaos Warrior, and honestly I'm surprised there aren't more of them in this quest, considering it was a contingent of DoomGuard that destroyed the city we are currently in. So that's not good. But also, in this maroon room, we have an altar. Altar right here. There is also another treasure chest in this room, up in the corner. This room is also pretty much filled up with undead monsters. So there are 3 skeletons and a mummy. So we didn't have any zombies, but we definitely had just about everything else here. Mummy down here in the corner. Uther says, my personal guards left the city. Why leave them behind in a destroyed city? That's a fair point. That's a fair point. They got what they came for, which was the Sorcerer's Crown. But here's a good question for you, lore-wise, right? So again, this would require insider knowledge of previous quests. Now, this would have been stuff we talked about on stream, but whether or not anybody remembers, I wouldn't remember if I hadn't had a large part in designing this particular part of the quest. The Sorcerer's Crown was an artifact that would have turned any hero into Fellmarak, the Sorcerer King. Melar tried to trick them into getting it, and luckily they didn't find it. So Mentor went and grabbed it and secured it with a bunch of magic in Haven of the Lights, the Elven city, which we are in currently. The DoomGuard, now like, I don't know, it's been weeks probably since Mentor secured it. DoomGuard came, destroyed the city, got the Sorcerer's Crown, and now we have Fellmarak. How did the DoomGuard know it was there? And that is something that's going to get tied up later. So it's pretty weird for Zargon to outright attack a city within the Elven lands. We don't see that. Uther says, I'd say at least a month. Yeah. So it's been a while. And this is a well protected not only by a contingent of elves, but by Mentor's magic. And Zargon knew for sure enough that the Sorcerer's Crown was there to send the DoomGuard there, destroyed the city, dispelled Mentor's magic, got the Sorcerer's Crown anyway. And that's kind of a wild outright attack for what we see from Zargon kind of doing like little things here and there and testing the waters. And now, according to the quest text here, he's marching his whole Dread contingent towards the Elven lands right now. Uther says, well, Mentor isn't exactly smart anyway. There you go. Okay, so next thing with this monster's turn. We just put a whole bunch of monsters on the board and all of them are active. Now, luckily, we can't get much more than just one more here, right? So we can get one more to attack either Thraken or Armiel in this square. And unless we send monsters upwards, well, no, even then, they can't get past that Dread Warrior to get to Tiaga. So yeah, it's literally just whatever monster can get to this square can attack. And I'd say just about any of the skeletons can. The Mummy for sure can't. The Chaos Warrior probably could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, the Chaos Warrior has just enough. DoomGuard are slow, aren't they? Yeah. Yeah, DoomGuard can't get there. So any of the skeletons or the Chaos Warrior could get into that square. Let's go ahead and draw a card and see which monster is going to get up there. King isn't helpful. 2. Okay, so that is going to give us actually this skeleton right here, I do believe. Before we do this, let me take a second, because I just realized I was thinking skeletons can move 8, but they can't. It's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that guy can't. Actually, it's only this guy, or the Chaos Warrior. So let's take it as this guy, based on the card we drew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And is he attacking Thraken or Armiel? He is attacking Armiel. Skeleton swings the scythe, hitting the druid with a 1. Which he blocks. Okay, that's going to take us right on back to the hero's turn, although we may want to go ahead and start moving some of these slower monsters towards, just so we're not dealing with that every single turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm kind of bad about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, and we'll get the DoomGuard up here and the Chaos Warrior kind of up here as well. For some reason, my brain just doesn't think to move monsters, kind of generally speaking, unless they can reach a hero to attack. And especially when we're talking about slow monsters, need to be making sure I'm moving them. Okay, Moonstone is unfortunately completely helpful in this case because that Dread Warrior cannot be shot at. So Moonstone can't help. So I guess we'll also send her kind of down there towards the boss fight. There's really no reason for her to just stand there uselessly. So let's get her heading back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And at least from here, she can actually shoot at that skeleton that just attacked Armiel. Blast of energy from her Redwood Wand. Hilariously held in the massive paw of a bear, hitting that skeleton with a 1, and it does not block. Damaged but not destroyed. Wait a minute, I don't think bears have thumbs. Is a bear, like, biologically capable of gripping something? Probably, right? I mean, a bear has claws. It certainly has a thumb claw, but does it have a thumb pad? I'm curious. I mean, in the Midnight Quest world, we can say it as whatever we want, but I'm curious, in the real world, could a bear even possibly hold a wand? Thraken. Boy, Thraken's found himself in a heck of a situation here, hasn't he? The Rod of Telekinesis would be helpful for him right at the moment, but I don't think anything else will be. Okay, I think we should have him continue to attack the boss. So even though he's he could attack the skeleton, Fellmarak is fairly clearly the much bigger threat here. So swinging his battle axe at Fellmarak, he again, wow, gets a critical hit of 4. That is a pretty wild hit right there. He is mad at this guy, and he is not letting anything slip past him. Hitting Fellmarak with a critical hit of 4, and Fellmarak blocks 1, taking 3 body points of damage. Still not destroyed, but definitely hit pretty bad. Down to 2 body points left. But not to worry, because Fellmarak, thanks to our level 3 difficulty... he has 3 body points left. Thanks to our level 3 difficulty, also has a potion of healing. So he, unless he dies on this turn, which I very much doubt, none of the other heroes can even get to him, he's going to heal all those body points and go right back to full. So definitely in a weird situation there from that perspective. Armiel. I lied. One moment. We can search. He hasn't searched this room for anything. No, he sure hasn't. Traps or secret doors? He is searching for secret doors and finds that his sense is showing him something, but he can't tell what it is. Very strange. Also, this guy right here, Thraken, is going to use his Rod of Telekinesis. Once per quest, you may use this rod to trap a monster within a magical force. A trapped monster misses its next turn. Excuse me. So Fellmarak finds himself trapped in a magical force and unable to attack when we get to the next monster's turn. Now, Armiel. Now again, Armiel attacks better from long range, so do we unplug the doorway? That might be dangerous. Yeah, you know what? Actually, unplugging the doorway is kind of dumb. We're going to have him swing his wooden staff at the skeleton, hitting it with a 1. which unfortunately the skeleton blocks. That's unfortunate, but unnecessary. Unfortunately necessary. Okay, our mercenary. Oh yeah, you know what? Okay, our meal does have a second action. We should have moved him first. I just didn't think this through well enough. We're gonna go ahead and move our meal with his second action because the mercenary can only attack close range. It has no long range. So if he's gonna be of any help at all, we need him to be the one in the doorway. Swinging his sword at the skeleton, Gar hits it with a 1. Which it blocks. Boy, this skeleton's just not going down. Up here, we find ourselves up with Tiaga, and she is attacking this Dread Warrior. She doesn't really... Oh yeah, she's got her demon form back. Let's do that. She is going to cast her demon form spell, which allows her to ignore pit traps, and also gives her an extra attack dice for both close and long range attacks. She loses this if she gets hit, but she will regain it if she manages to kill any monster. So we're going to swap out her mini with the demon form mini. And that's going to give her 1 extra attack dice here as she attacks this Dread Warrior with her claws, hitting it with a 3. And it doesn't block a single one. Not dead, but pretty close. Down to 1 body point, that guy. She can also... No, I'm sorry. She cast a spell and then attacked, so her turn is over. That's going to take us to the monster's turn, which is, again, going to be a little bit of an interesting one for sure. First off, the Dread Warrior we're already pointing at, swinging its mace at Tiaga and hitting her with a 2, which she does not block. However, I do believe that we are going to have her use her Dark Wings spell. Cast the spell on an enemy's turn after you've suffered damage. Reduce that damage to 0 and move instantly to any unoccupied square that you can see. I'm going to set that spell aside. So reduce the damage immediately, and I think we're just going to have her move 1 so that she can just move right back where she was on that next turn. Meanwhile, over here, the absolute flood of monsters that is coming in here, we've at least got this skeleton that can try and attack Gar. So swinging its scythe, it misses Gar entirely. Fair enough. I mean, it was blocking attacks left and right. Do we want to send anybody up towards Tiaga? Because we have a whole bunch of monsters that are basically useless since they can't get to any of the heroes. I think we might. We might leave the DoomGuard down here, but let's send the Chaos Warrior actually up towards Tiaga. Now that she's not blocking the doorway, it's still probably not going to get anywhere super meaningful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I know. I know. I said it. Didn't quite get up there, but it's poised to kind of get in her way. Let's send a couple of these skeletons up that direction too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we'll get the DoomGuard in here, and we'll get the Mummy in here as well. Okay, now, Fellmarak cannot attack because he is frozen by the Rod of Telekinesis. However, because I would let a hero do this, I will let Fellmarak drink that potion of healing and negate all of the damage tokens on him so far. So the potion of healing allows him to heal 4 body points, and we are going to do that for him. So he is now back up to his full health of 7 body points. And then he'll be unfrozen. And by the way, Thraken can only do that once per quest, so that is it for that. He basically just saved himself a single turn. Okay, moving over to Moonstone, the druid. She is again going to fire at the skeleton in the doorway with her redwood wand, hitting that skeleton with a 2, which the skeleton does not block, meaning it is finally destroyed. Let's see, she's not gaining much from going in there. Yeah, let's leave her out. That is going to take us over to Thraken, who is kind of out of tricks now. It's just a battle, just a straight up axe battle. So swinging his axe at Fellmarak, he hits the boss with a 2. And the boss does not defend either hit. Sorry, I paused there. I was hearing a weird noise. I see. One of the kids is still awake. That's the noise I'm hearing. Gosh, it's 3 a.m. Why is the kid still awake? Okay, Thraken can also spend his other action searching this room for traps, and there are none. Okay, we are real close to the end of this quest, so I feel pretty comfortable continuing on. We should have it done, hopefully, maybe 3:30-ish we should have this done, I would think. It just kind of depends on how long it takes them to clear out these monsters. Hopefully I haven't jinxed it by saying that. Okie dokie, Armiel is now going to fire at this skeleton that is up here in the doorway. He's shooting a blast of energy from his wand. Excuse me, hitting that skeleton with a 1, which the skeleton does not block. Does not block. Damaged but not destroyed. And then I think we'll leave Armiel out for now, but we're going to start streaming heroes in there as soon as we can. Let's go ahead and get Gar in here. He can't help with the boss yet, but he can hopefully get rid of some more skeletons. Gar swings his sword at the skeleton, hitting it with a 1. And the skeleton blocks. Come on, Gar, you've been doing so good. Don't drop the ball now. We're in the boss room. Okie dokie, and that is going to take us up to Tiaga, who finds herself a little bit more, not really surrounded, I guess. She's got more monsters coming at her than she did just a moment ago. Moving back up to the doorway, she swipes her claws at the Dread Warrior, hitting it with a 1, which is all she needs as long as it doesn't block. And it doesn't. That's kind of in a surprising twist. The Dread Warrior does not block that hit and dies. Get in there. Get back in your drawer, guy. There we go. Okay, that was her moving and attacking, so that is it for her. It is now the monster's turn. We're already pointing up here, so let's see which of these monsters is getting to her first, the Chaos Warrior or the Skeleton. It is going to be the Skeleton. We will, however, go ahead and move this guy up there. There's another Skeleton we're going to move too. Skeleton swings its scythe at Tiaga, hitting her with a critical hit of 2. She only blocks 1. That is definitely unfortunate. That's going to drop her to 6 body points and destroy the demon form, probably temporarily, but frustrating none the least for a skeleton to destroy that. And then we got one more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more skeleton headed up there to get in her way. Back down here, we've got a skeleton attacking Gar, and then we will have Fellmarak himself. Skeleton swings its scythe, hitting Gar with a 2. Doesn't bode well. Gar, unfortunately, does not block a single one of those hits. That is, with 5 dice, that's honestly pathetic. And as much as I hate to be rude to this guy who has done a lot for us for this quest, he's dead and he kind of deserved it for that. So, unfortunately, Gar, who has been helping us out quite a bit in this quest, has died at the hands of that skeleton. And we're putting him away. R.I.P. Gar, you did good until the very end, which unfortunately then a very stupid dice roll ended you. Okay, that's going to take us over to Fellmarak, who again can attack both melee and cast a spell. So first off, he swings his sword, his flaming sword, at Thraken, hitting the barbarian with a 2. Thraken blocks. But Fellmarak is not done. He indeed has 4 dread spells left, and we are going to use the suits to determine which card this is. We're going with the bottom card, which is Cloud of Dread. This spell paralyzes all heroes located in the same room or corridor as the spellcaster. A paralyzed hero is unable to move, attack, or defend. This spell can be broken at once or on a future turn by each victim rolling a movement dice for each of their mind points. By rolling a 6, the hero is free. Now, Barbarian, Thraken here, does not have a huge amount of body or mind points, so this is probably going to be kind of difficult for him to break. And that's really bad, because he's the only one who's close range here to Fellmarak. So it does say that he can try immediately to break it. Let's see what he's got. You know what? He's been going up the education tree quite a bit. He's got 5 mind points, so he's actually not too bad off right here. Let's see what we got for him. He's almost maxed out the education tree, so he's prepared for situations just like this. Is Thraken throwing off the Cloud of Dread immediately? If any of these dice land on a 6, the answer is yes. Yes, the very first dice that came out of the tower was a 6, so unfortunately the Cloud of Dread was ineffective. Thraken is an unusually intelligent barbarian. Okay, back to Moonstone the Druid. And I think we will start going ahead and sending people in here. Now, she could shoot at Fellmarak, but I kind of feel like I want to try and get rid of some of the... We want to keep other monsters from attacking Thraken. So let's go ahead and have her attack the skeleton. Swiping her claws at the skeleton, she hits it with a 1. And because the skeleton was damaged earlier and it didn't defend, it is dead. Okie dokie, that is going to take us again to Thraken, who is attacking Fellmarak yet again, swinging his battle axe and hitting Fellmarak with a 2. Fellmarak blocked them both. Ooh, this battle is getting heated. Okay, that's going to turn us to Armiel, who can get up here in the doorway, and he can actually shoot at Fellmarak as well. We might as well. Shooting a blast of energy from his redwood wand, Armiel hits Fellmarak with a 2. Fellmarak blocks 1 and not the other, dropping him to 4 body points left. He moved and attacked, so that was it for him, yes. No more Gar, so we are now up to Tiaga. What's Tiaga got going on? Her fear is not going to help. I've been saving that Arrows of the Night spell for Fellmarak, and then she's not even down there to do anything about it. We might use it on that Chaos Warrior if she can get to it. Let's see if she can blast her way to it. So, swinging her broadsword at that skeleton, she hits it with a 1. That's not going to kill it. And the skeleton blocked the 1 anyway. Extremely unfortunate. Is there anything else Tiaga can do about this? Afraid not. Definitely not wasting Arrows of the Night on a skeleton. She's got Fear spell, but you gotta have, monsters gotta have mind points for that to be effective. So, I guess that was just her being a little bit dumb. She can search the room she's in for secret doors, though. There aren't any. But now she knows. And that takes us to the monster's turn. Let's take care of that skeleton since we're already looking at it. Swinging its scythe at Tiaga and missing her. Down here, we've got the DoomGuard moving over towards Moonstone and swinging its axe at her. Hitting her with a 2. I'm surprised it wasn't worse than that. And she doesn't block either hit. Oh, wait a minute. She's supposed to have an extra defense dice. Nope, she doesn't block either hit. Dropping her to 9 body points since she had revived herself back up to full health. Whoops. But unfortunately, that breaks the shapeshift spell and returns her to her normal form. And I very much doubt she's going to be healing herself back up to full again. Okay, this mummy can't quite get anywhere enough to do anything, but we'll move it into position. And then we have Fellmarak, who is again swinging his flaming sword at Thraken, hitting the barbarian this time with a 4. Much harder hit. We got 1 dice that didn't quite land right. Thraken does not defend a single one of those. Ouch. Dropping him to 2 body points left. Now, fear not, he does indeed have 2 potions of healing. So he's probably not going to die, but if he keeps not defending hits, then he is going to be in bad shape, because those potions are not going to last forever. Fellmarak is also able to cast a spell. Again, we've got 3 spells left, so King is going to be redraw. Other than that, we're going low, medium, high. 5 is a medium card, so we're going for the middle one. What is the middle? Oh, that's bad news. Okay. This spell puts any one hero under the spellcaster's control. Now, I'd say this could be Moonstone or Thraken. He can't see Armiel because Moonstone is blocking them, but either of those 2 are up for grabs. The spell can be broken immediately or on a future turn by the hero rolling 1 movement dice for each of their mind points. If a 6 is rolled, the spell is broken. Now, one could argue that Thraken is the better target from Fellmarak's standpoint. However, okay, Moonstone doesn't have a better chance. So either of them are pretty likely to throw this spell off. Thraken also has a potion of magic resistance that could immediately render this spell useless, whereas Moonstone doesn't. So let's card this. Red for Moonstone, black for Thraken. He is indeed targeting Thraken. So again, same thing we did last time. We need to roll 5 movement dice, and if any of them are a 6, Thraken is unaffected by the spell, right? Yep, can be broken immediately. So if any of these are a 6, he's broken the spell, and honestly, if none of them are a 6, we're probably just going to drink that potion of magic resistance. Okay, he actually did get 2 6s. Thraken is hard to control, so the command spell also ineffective. That's what we get for going up that education tree. Okay, back to the hero's turn. It is now Moonstone's turn, and she finds herself a little bit of a disadvantage now because she attacks better at long range, and a DoomGuard is not a monster to be trifled with. Okay, tell you what, I think we're going to do a couple of things here. Let's leave the DoomGuard alone for just a moment, and let's focus on Fellmarak. We've got a couple of interesting things we can do to him with her. First off, she is going to fire a blast of energy from her Redwood Wand, hitting Fellmarak with a 1, which he blocks. Okay, no big deal. But I also have a spell of hers that she got out of the random polls, which is very handy. This is a spell of protection that I have actually never used before, called Dispel. The spell may be cast on any spellcasting monster. You may force that monster to discard one unused spell at random. That spell is then lost for the duration of the quest. Now, Fellmarak has 2 spells left, so let's see. It's going to be the second spell, which was Fear. So Fellmarak is unfortunately no longer allowed to use Fear thanks to Moonstone's spell, or her Dispel, as it were. Okay, that's going to take us to Thraken the Barbarian swinging his battle axe yet again at Fellmarak and hitting him with a 1. That is not very good there, buddy. Which Fellmarak blocks. Of course he would. I mean, you got to hit. It's a boss, Thraken. You got to hit him harder than 1. And again, just like last turn, there's really nothing else he can do. You know what? I think we're going to have him drink one of his potions. Yeah. He's down to 2 body points. He's a little bit too low on health. He is going to drink one of the potions of healing that Tiaga gave him earlier, which is going to jump him back up to 6 body points. Okay. And that's going to take us to Armiel the Druid, who can also shoot at Fellmarak with his Redwood Wand, hitting the boss with a 2. And Fellmarak did not see that coming, clearly. Didn't block either of those hits, dropping him to 2 body points left. And there is, again, there's nothing else Armiel can contribute, right? I mean, he can get his Shapeshift spell, but I'm not sure what good it's going to do him, being that he's not in there. He's got a healing spell we could have maybe cast on Thraken instead of using that healing potion, but oh well. Okay, up to Tiaga. Tiaga swings her broadsword at the skeleton, missing it. Tiaga, what's going on? Why are you choking so bad all of a sudden? I left you alone up there because I thought you could handle it. Yeah, nothing she can really do about this. I'm seeing also that she's got more potions of healing written on her chart than she has cards, so we must have forgot to erase one at some point. There we go. Yeah, we're just going to leave her up there. That's unfortunate that she's being kind of useless. She is not generally useless, but weird. Okay, monster's turn. Skeleton attacks Tiaga with a scythe, hitting her with a 1, which she blocks just barely. I think maybe these dice have turned against us. Coming down here, we've got the DoomGuard attacking Moonstone, and then Fellmarak attacking Thraken again. So DoomGuard first, swinging attacks at Moonstone and hitting her with a 4, That's definitely not good. She's not even capable of defending that many hits. She blocks 2 and takes the other 2, dropping her to 7 body points. Next, Fellmarak swings his flaming sword at Thraken, hitting him with a 1. Boy, Fellmarak's not really a close range guy, is he? Yeah, Thraken blocks, but just barely. I mean, that's kind of a pathetic block, to be honest with you. These dice have certainly turned against us in a weird way. And then with his one last spell, he decides to cast Rust. Ooh, and that's a kind of a bad one to be left, because this has to have some sort of effect. This spell cannot be ineffective. Is he casting this on Moonstone or Thraken? He is casting this on Moonstone. She has close range, long range, head armor, and chest armor. Any of those things can happen. So this spell causes a piece of the targeted hero's equipment to become so thin, brittle, and useless that it must be discarded immediately. Roll 1 movement dice. Depending on what we get is the item she's going to lose. And if she doesn't have an item equipped in the slot we roll, we re-roll until it gets rid of something. So she's definitely losing something. 6 means she is losing her chest armor. So that's definitely, that is an effective spell. It's almost too bad we didn't do that first. So her western leather tunic has unfortunately become useless. It is destroyed immediately, which is going to drop her to 2 defense dice. So that's a pretty pathetic defense, and that is the most expensive item that she had on her, so that's also a pretty big inconvenience for us to have to pay to replace. We can do it, but it's going to take a pretty good chunk of the gold that we have. Can't do that right now. It'll have to be between quests, but still, interesting. Okay, can we finish this guy off? He's only got 2 body points left, and we've got 3 heroes attacking him. Moonstone. Okay, she doesn't have anything that's going to boost her attack anyway, but she's at least capable of scoring 2 hits. Firing with her Redwood Wand, she hits Fellmarak with a 2. And he doesn't block a single thing. Look at that. When he reaches 0 body points, the magic of her spell causes the crown on his head, the sorcerer's crown, to melt down over his eyes, destroying most of his face. In a fit of rage and pain, he screams and disappears through the fireplace, disappearing from the quest. I think we will mark that down on Moonstone's chart. She defeated Fellmarak in Book 4, Quest 12. Not killed, but definitely defeated. This is also revealed to the heroes that through this fireplace is a secret door that leads out of the quest. So now we just got to finish off these monsters and get out of here. Well, and we want to do all the treasure searching and all that. Okay. Okay, that is going to be it for her turn. There is no further searching she can do while there are monsters in the room anyway, so it is now Thraken's turn, and I'd really prefer him to be close range to the DoomGuard, but let's see if we can get him close range on the mummy. Yeah. Plenty. Alright, swinging his battle axe at the mummy, Thraken hits it with a 1, which it blocks. Boy, Thraken a little disappointed that he didn't land the final blow there, I guess. Armiel turns his attention to the DoomGuard and fires a blast of energy with his Redwood Wand, hitting that DoomGuard with a 1, which it blocks. That's a hard monster, Armiel. Gotta hit harder than 1. Okie dokie, and up here at Tiaga, I really figured she'd be down there helping the heroes with the boss by this point, but instead she's up here stuck on a skeleton, which I never would have seen coming. Swinging her broadsword, she hits that skeleton with a 2, finally enough to kill it, and it doesn't block. All right, only took you 17 turns there, Tiaga. Luckily, this also provides her line of sight to the Chaos Warrior, and I think we're going to go ahead and try and take care of two birds with one stone here, if you will. Casting the Arrows of the Night spell. This spell may be cast on any monster in the spellcaster's line of sight. These magical bolts inflict 5 body points of damage. The monster may defend using 5 defense dice. So as of right now, that monster is pretty dead, but let's see if it blocks any of those 5 hits. Blocked 1, but still took 4, which is exactly enough to destroy it. Okay, that's pretty much exactly what I was hoping would happen with that. I was hoping she would use that spell on Fellmarak, but, you know, can't win them all, I suppose. The skeleton moves forward and swings its scythe at Tiaga, hitting her with a 1, which she does not block, dropping her to 5 remaining body points. Down here, we've got a couple of monsters happening. First off, the DoomGuard swings its axe at Moonstone, hitting her with a 2. She blocks 1 and not the other, dropping her to 6 body points. The Mummy swings at Thraken, but misses. Alright, we're real close. Only a few monsters left on the board and some treasure searches, and then we are out of here. It is, yeah, it's just about 3:30. I hope it doesn't get to 4, but it might. Moonstone is going to move backwards 1 because she does attack better at long range, and fire a blast of energy from her wand at the DoomGuard, hitting it with a 2. It blocks 1 and not the other, finally scoring a little bit of damage on that guy, dropping him to 4 remaining body points. Does she have any other spells that'll hurt it? Doesn't look like it. She's got a healing spell, a reveal room spell, which is useless, and yeah, none of her artifacts are going to help her with that. That's going to take us over to Thraken, swinging his battle axe at the Mummy and hitting it with a 2. Not bad, not bad. Not going to kill it, but might get close. It blocks 1 and takes the other one. Okay, that brings us to Armiel the Druid, who is also concentrating fire on the DoomGuard, firing a blast of energy with his wand. He hits the DoomGuard with a 1, which it blocks. This is where we're going to be the rest of the night, right here. 2 heroes trying to get rid of this DoomGuard, and neither one of them can get him. Okay, up here we've got Tiaga with the skeleton. I also forgot to mention, she did indeed absorb the energy of the skeleton she killed on the last turn, giving her access to the demon form spell again. So we might as well go ahead and cast that. So she is going to spend her first action casting demon form yet again, and her second action attacking the skeleton. Swinging her claws, she hits the skeleton with a 2. The skeleton does not defend and is destroyed. How many turns did she spend up there? I really figured it'd be like a few turns and then she'd be down there helping them. Finally, she's free of all that nonsense. Okie dokie. Monster's turn. The DoomGuard needs to decide who he's attacking. Looks like we're going for Armiel. Swinging his axe. He hits Armiel with a 3. Armiel blocks 2 of those. Not bad. Actually only drops him to 9 body points. He healed himself back up and hadn't done anything else since. And then the Mummy attacks Thraken. Swinging a fist, hitting him with 1. And luckily Thraken blocks that hit. Okay, moving right on back. Moonstone is again going to move back and fire a blast of energy from her wand at the DoomGuard, this time hitting it with a critical hit of 3. The DoomGuard doesn't block a single one of those, dropping it to 1 body point remaining. There we go. Okay, moving on here. That's going to take us to Thraken, swinging a battle axe at that Mummy, hitting it with a 3. It blocks 1, takes 2, but that is enough indeed to destroy it. Very nice, very nice. Okay, I think for the sake of time, because again, I would like Thraken to help with that DoomGuard, but I think they're going to have it covered. So let's go ahead and have Thraken move here. Is he worried about traps in that room? Yes, he is. So he is just going to hang out right there. He doesn't have the action to search yet. Okay, Armiel, can we finish this DoomGuard off? I would absolutely love if we could. Let's give ourselves just a tiny bit of extra insurance and have Armiel recast his shapeshift. Gives him an extra defense dice, extra attack dice at close range. He loses it if he takes damage. And maybe the best part is he shapeshifts into a raptor. Now, unfortunately, this doesn't give him any better attack than when he's at long range, but still, gets an extra defense dice and he looks cool doing it. He bites out at the DoomGuard, hitting the DoomGuard with a 2. And the DoomGuard doesn't defend a single thing, making that 100% worth it. Armiel transforming into a raptor and surprising the DoomGuard so badly that it can't do anything other than die as the jaws close around its throat. Dead DoomGuard. That is going to then take us up to Tiaga, who is finally able to get a move on up here. She definitely needs to do the treasure search in that room. So let's move her up 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll pause her in the doorway. Is it going to be treasure or secret doors first? She's going secret doors first. None in that room. Next turn will be treasure. No monsters on the board. We just need to get all the treasure searching done. We are now at Moonstone, and she can search for treasure here in the boss room. Believe it or not, it looks like there's nothing special in here, so let's draw her a card and see what we get. While she is searching, a hidden arrow shoots from the wall and strikes her. She loses 1 body point, dropping her to 5. That sucks a little bit. With her second action, she can move. What else needs done? We'll move her up into that blue and black room. Or at least 1, 2, 3, 4. Is she worried about traps? Yes, she is. Okay, so we'll pause her right there. Thraken. Now, he stopped here because he was concerned about traps, so he's going to search that room for traps and find none. So we'll go ahead and move him with his second action and prepare him by putting him up at that treasure chest. So he can't do anything about it yet, but he's ready to go when he gets there. Armiel also might as well head up towards either the maroon room to search for secret doors or the blue and black room. Let's do the maroon room. It's kind of smarter strategically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And Armiel can search for secret doors in this room and find none. And then up here at Tiaga, we can have her search that room for treasure. See what she finds. She found a heroic brew. And clearly, she takes home all the winnings. Because after all, who's going to argue? Not me. Dungeon Master Breeder. Good to see you. Hope you're doing good. Thanks for the chat. I hope that hasn't been sitting there for a minute, by the way. It's been a second since I looked up at the chat screen, so sorry if it took a minute to respond. But how's it going? Hope you're doing good, for sure. If you have any questions about what we're doing, don't be afraid to throw something in the chat. We're wrapping up here. We're almost done with this quest. But the quick version is we are playing a board game called Hero Quest. If you've ever seen that before, it is Dungeons & Dragons related, but it is not using the Dungeons & Dragons system, if that makes sense. So this is a board game that came out in the late 80s, early 90s, was revived again in the early 2020s, and we're kind of using a big mix of everything and also homebrew rules here. No monsters on the board for sure, so we are now at Moonstone, who is looking into this blue and black room. She's going to start off by searching for traps and find none. Now what's she doing now? She's going to also search for secret doors in that room and find none of those either. So next turn she'll be able to jump up there and search for treasure. Thraken, searching that treasure chest, and according to the book here, he finds another 100 coins in that chest. Very nice. That puts us up to 1,355 coins in our communal wallet. It's going to help for replacing the defense that Moonstone lost in that boss battle. Okay, that's pretty much all. I mean, we're basically at everything we need to do. So let's get Thraken moving towards the exit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, and in fact, he did actually get enough movement to exit the quest. The exit door is here. So just leaving it off of there just because it's in the way, but that is where the exit door to the quest is. All right, our meal. Also not really anything that he needs to do. So let's go ahead and get him out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and out he goes. And finally, Tiaga, who should be able to get into this blue room and do the treasure search, which is the only thing left in the quest to do. Let's see what Tiaga finds. A pitfall. Oh, that's no good. She falls into a short pit, losing a body point, dropping her to 4, destroying her demon form. Right at the end of the quest. But that is it. There is actually nothing else to do in this quest. No other hazards or anything that might cause body point damage, so we are good to go. Let's do a little bit of cleanup. We'll do the gold and the skill sets, and then we'll get out of here. It's a little later than I usually end, but that is fine. Okay, so surviving heroes are awarded 50 coins apiece for surviving a quest. That means usually we should end up with 200 coins going into the community wallet, and that is indeed the case this time. If only these didn't have to be sorted into so many piles. There we go. So we're going to go ahead and add in 200 coins, throwing us up to 1,555. I do believe that the piece of equipment that Moonstone lost costs 500 gold. So that should that'll give us a good amount there. The other thing that surviving heroes get are 2 skill set points, which they have to spend immediately. There are 6 skill set categories, 10 levels in each category. Each hero class is affected differently by those levels, and there's also not a benefit for every single level. We're going to randomize where they put those skill set points, and that's going to help them get some better stuff, and also it's going to make our quests a little harder. So as we're cleaning up the damage and everything on these sheets, we're going to also do that. Moonstone the Druid, this was her 16th total quest. She is one of our OG heroes. She was not on the very first episode, but she was on episode 2. In fact, she was the one who killed the boss, Varag the Gargoyle, who is a famous HeroQuest monster that just about anybody who's ever played HeroQuest has fought. Moonstone is the one who killed him. Her first point tonight is going to be Combat level 6. Combat helps increase your defense and attack and also gives you some special abilities. For her, level 6 is an increase in base defense. That is very nice. That means that when she has no armor, she will still be rolling 2 defense dice. That also is makes her any armor she's got in addition. So this is going to pop her up to 4 defense dice, because we're going to go ahead and buy her a new Western leather tunic. I'm going to go ahead and write that in and subtract the gold now. We already know we're going to do it, so we might as well do it now while I'm looking at the sheet. So 500 gold coins later, she's got herself a new tunic and 4 defense dice, which is definitely going to help her. That's her maxed out on defense. Her second point is going to be Magic Memorization level 9. She's getting really close to maxing that out. What does she get for Memorization 9? Nothing. Okay, but for maxing it out, she's going to get an increase in the number of spells she carries into a quest. So, worth it, nonetheless. Next is Thraken the Bold, our barbarian. Also did pretty good this quest. He was trying really hard to get that killing shot on the boss. Didn't quite make it tonight, but he was doing some good work in there too, taking the brunt of Fellmarak's spells and letting the other heroes get in there to help. This was his 17th quest total. Now, Thraken is also definitely an OG. He was on our very first ever episode. In fact, it was Thraken who killed Zoriana, the wretched crone of the Dreadflame, which was the boss in that very first ever quest. So he is no stranger to killing bosses. His first point tonight is going to go towards Magic Memorization 3. Okay. Let's see. Now, as you can imagine, barbarians don't get much in the way of magic. However, if he can get up to level 4, he will actually get a single spell per quest. So a barbarian has to have magic skill level 3 and magic memorization level 4, and he's close. He's got skill level 4 and memorization level 3. So his second point, come on, give me a card we can use here, is going to be Constitution level 8. Constitution, rather unsurprisingly, increases your body points. There is not a reward for level 8, it looks like, but he's working towards it. Very nice. Justin says, oh, you ran over. Yes, I sure did. I sure did. But we're done. Armiel. Armiel did very good this quest. Now, he started off a little rough like he has been, missing a whole bunch and not defending very well. But there was a period there where he was doing the work. He was getting critical hits left and right. Now, he is our newest hero. This was only his 3rd ever quest. So he is especially doing pretty good considering that. His first point tonight is going to be Combat level 1, which I imagine for a druid is nothing. That is correct. He's got to build a little bit more in combat before he gets something. His second point, also combat. So combat level 2 is also nothing. However, he will get a reward for combat level 3. So he's working towards it. Just not quite there yet. Okay, and finally, Tiaga the Warlock. Poor Tiaga, the hero who has been required to go on every quest in this single book, being that she is the Talisman of Lore. At very least, she has freed herself from the dread spirit of Melar trying to why have I lost this word? Possess her. Jeez. She is no longer trying to be possessed all the time, which is nice. So no stupid roll for her, but she's still, I'll say honestly, she struggled this quest a little bit more than I expected her to, but she's got to be tired, right? This is her 24th total quest. Because she's been required to go on every quest in this book, she's way farther than everybody else. Let's see what her points are. Her first point tonight is going to be Magic Memorization level 8. For a Warlock, that is pick 3 spells. So that's one less random spell she gets and one more thing she can do on purpose. Very nice. And her next point is going to be Education level 7. Education increases your mind points, and that is indeed an increase. So she is up to 9 mind points. She's just about maxed out in mind points, and it's not too bad for her to be getting mind points now that she's not, Melar's not trying to possess her. Ricora says she deserves a good rest. Yes, she does. I totally agree. I am ready to not see her for a little while. So she's got one more quest in this book she's required to go on, and then she will indeed be getting that nice long rest while the other heroes take care of the Spirit Queen's torment. Okay. Well, we went a little over tonight. However, it's nice again to get a quest done in a single stream because that hasn't been happening super often recently. And tonight's quest, we were close enough to the end that I felt comfortable going ahead and continuing until we were done with it. So I think we did pretty good still. We've got one more quest in this book, chasing after Melar / Fellmarak and getting rid of that guy for good. So that will be our goal on Monday night. Hard to say if we will continue, or if we will, finish that quest on Monday night, or if it will take both Monday and Tuesday. But either way, it is bound to be a good time. If you happen to be watching right now and you have not followed us on Twitch, please consider doing so. Helps us out a whole bunch. Tonight, actually, is our 3-month anniversary as a channel. We have only been doing this for 3 months, and we have seen a positively mind-boggling amount of growth in that time. So I can't say thank you enough to everybody who has followed, everybody who has subscribed, everybody who is here watching basically every night, because we have quite the team of people who are here pretty much all the time. Thank you guys so much for that time commitment. It means the absolute world, and I'm glad you guys enjoy this as much as I do, because I love this game. I've been playing this game since I was a little kid, and I'm glad other people are enjoying not only the game, but my particular homebrew of the game. So thank you guys for all of that, and thank you for everybody who is watching right now, even if you have not followed and subscribed. I appreciate literally every second of time you spend here hanging out. If you're interested in catching up on the story so far, we do have a YouTube channel, Midnight Quest Game, over on YouTube. All of our previous quest episodes, all of the painting streams that my wife does when she's painting these miniatures are over there. Daily shorts, which are also posted on TikTok and Facebook. If either of those things are more your speed, you can go ahead and check that stuff out wherever you would like to on the social media stuff. Again, big thanks to any second of your time that you spend checking out this content. Really hope you enjoy what you see and what you hear. We are here on Twitch every single night of the week at midnight Eastern Time. You can check out the schedule tab on Twitch there to have that automatically put into your time zone, as I understand. I hope that's correct, because I say it a lot. I'm pretty sure that that is the case, but somebody please do let me know if that is not the case. We are here at midnight Eastern Time every night of the week. Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturday nights are all quests. Sundays and Wednesdays are when my wife Savannah is here painting these miniatures, and Thursday nights we have a creative / world building / lore / just hangout kind of stream. So no matter what you're doing, if you want to come hang out with us, it's always good conversation, good friends, good time for sure. So thank you one more time for hanging out with us, and we will see you tomorrow for a painting stream. Savannah's going to be down here painting, I imagine, the alchemy benches. I think that's where she's at now. Very likely she will also be opening a new dice bag. So we got a pinned comment, by the way, for our Discord. If you're not in our Discord, hit that comment, join in the Discord. We have a voting channel among many other channels. A voting channel where we post stuff like what hero's coming next when we get a new hero, what that hero's name's gonna be, what Savannah's gonna paint next, all sorts of things that are in there that we would like as many different opinions as possible for. So yeah. Indeed. I know I said this already, but just because I forgot something and then added it for real this time, thank you one more time for watching, and we will catch you tomorrow night for the painting stream.